So, good hello, everybody. Welcome to the Keepers of the Golden Gate session 76. I'm Ryan, the GM. It's the 15th of January 2021, and here are the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian and I play Arya Bluebird, a half-elf druid.
Hello, I'm Sean and I play Bestial, the Warforged cleric.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, who's a half-orc paladin.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play the Elven Monk.
Hi, I'm Callie. I play Serene, the Furball Ranger.
There we go. Look at that. Look at the roster. Oh, look how professional that went. I think
you know what I'm thinking would be a good idea for a goal? Be like Pinocchio, Bastille, and make him into a real boy.
Yeah, I need flesh, living flesh.
I was going to say, so you want to make him worse? Like,
scary.
less effective than he is already? Like,
The goal is just, I need flesh.
yes.
Make me whole again.
About like 7 extra F's and S's, though, as well, when you were spelling it. Flesh. Yeah. Terrifying. Just to really amp up the creep.
Moist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
He just turns into that.
No, thank you to that. Let's just get rid of that. Thanks.
No,
yes.
too.
No, thank you. I don't need my own phobias triggering. Thank you. So, yes, here we are with this game. What do you remember from last time?
Pain and horror and stuff.
Pain and panic, reporting for duty.
Yes,
Accidentally teleported people.
That's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Or
were
is
thinking.
Demon Lady?
She is indeed.
We met a friend in the woods and was like, "Yo, come with us now. Don't worry, this is completely normal behavior."
Uh-huh. Immediately whisked her away to the Queen's Woods, where we each had a little one-on-one with the Elven Queen herself. Again, got some information out of her, and we resolved everything and decided to head on out again.
True.
Yeah.
Just resolved everything. Game's done. Yep.
Well, everything.
With her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not look in that direction anymore. Because we don't know what the fuck we're looking at.
Basically, we're like, you know what? Yeah, I quit.
Is this it? Is this the limit?
Right
Yeah.
around.
76, yeah.
We just feel like, oh no, we're still gonna play, but like we just don't give a crap anymore about the breach and all this nonsense.
You say this, right?
You know-
But like,
I do. I care a lot about it.
All right.
Thank
when
you.
do that, we're going to the pub.
oh dear. While the pubs are still there.
University, boys.
So we've basically
I tell
got.
myself.
Yeah, I was going to say we actually have, somebody with the weight of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, prophecy on their shoulders versus the fucking Simon Pegg and Nick Frost gang that head off to the pub till it all blows over.
Amazing.
Did the Buffy team get yummy sushi pajamas?
I mean, probably not.
Aw.
Probably not. Sadly. But anyway, anything else from last time besides a lot of that didn't happen last time?
I
We
don't know,
made
probably.
a Celeste thing to contact Celeste.
Yeah. Some
Rings,
Olympic rings. Yep.
switchblade. Jewelry thing, yeah.
Yep. Indeed. Yep. Ring switchblade jewelry thing. Yep.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Riz was all like, "Yo, Queen, I like you. I want to be in your gang."
Oh, that's true.
And she was like, "You want to be in my gang? My gang? My gang."
We had a dance off and I lost.
Oh, yeah.
Bird.
Oh, I hear the bird is the word, so there you go. I also love that in the chat you're still called Not a Bird in our Facebook chat. Which is
God,
still
actually.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's still his nickname in the Facebook chat. It's brilliant.
This one fills me with joy.
Oh dear. Ridiculous. Was this just that? Is it the Asian woman that says this one fills me with joy, this
Yeah.
one does not fill me with joy? Yeah. Madness. Also, hello Alex in our chat from my Monday game. This is true. This all happened in the Monday game. Anyway, enough of Twitch chat. The And also hi Twitch chat. I will acknowledge your existence because please comment. You know.
Show me love.
Secretly, please.
Because hello and welcome to the madness. Anything else worth mentioning, or is that us caught up?
I don't know. Do you think there's anything worth mentioning?
Just what you were planning on doing next, which was the heading off to High Rock to go chat to Cyril. You know, just that.
Go chill with the homies and get some
Mhm.
ego. Nom, nom, nom.
Yep, that delicacy that's not served in High Rock. Yep.
But
Amazing.
not commoners like you, Ryan. Jeez.
No,
You have to
definitely.
know people to get your ego.
I mean, arguably, I'm not in the game, so.
I am the game.
Well, I mean, Ryan isn't in the game. I play many people not called Ryan in the game, but no Ryans as of yet.
Okay, new quest go. Find a boy called Ryan.
I mean, there is literally a triumph point spend. Was it 10k? If you get that, you can just introduce an NPC. So I mean, feel free to.
Oh no, I'm saving that for John Fitman.
Okay, John Fitman, attorney at law. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's review the goals that are in place then. So, we currently have for general goals, scry on Justoria. We have find Eremos' location, ask Celeste her take on Eremos' intentions, very like prom night of them, release GGW from prison, and go to Cyril, talk to Cyril about magic things. Go to Cyril. I want to go to there. We then have personal goals, which are as follows. Find out who is trying to kill these personalities and why, which is Arya's goal. We then have familiarize self, which is sometimes a tricky word to wrap your mouth around. Familiarize self with the red, as per scrying. Then we've got Crombar's goal, so that was Bastiel's goal, and then we've got Crombar's of confirm the location of GGW. Is the decor the same as Owen? And then we've got... Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And then Riz has find out if the Prince of Shadows is controlling Eremos, and Serena's still biding her time. Or binding it, I don't know what her powers are these days. Time binder, which is kind of cool. Also, sure, Alex, if you want to introduce Imperial Cadet Ewok named Ryan. If you've got the money to spend, why not? Spend that triumph. There we go. That is my thoughts on that matter. But also mostly no. For the Monday game, maybe. Right, so all the goals are in place. Do you have anything you wish to talk about on the way down to High Rock? Any planning or anything you actually want to talk about, or will we just arrive at High Rock? What's the thoughts, gang?
Were we zapping there or were we trekking there? I think we were zapping there, weren't we?
Yeah, Janus.
Because you've all stepped through the portal. I've not decided where I'm depositing you yet, though. So this is why I'm.
In the middle of the breach of doom.
No, I mean, this is mostly a curiosity, right? So this is my question. Do you have the need to discuss more plans, or are you fully committed to just appearing?
I'm good with appearing.
Cool. The reason I ask is because there was just a lot of chat between now and then.
That's why I'm saying, I'm good with appearing because I've not really got any to discuss until after I speak to Cyril. So
sure,
I'm good. I don't know how everyone else is though, obviously. So
I'm just gonna wing it.
Yep, I mean that's my strategy.
Yes, the thing that is always said before a thing that should never be wung.
I like wung as a past term. But yeah, was it past verb? But yeah. Anyway, okay, sure. I think we just open with big red swirly portal appearing in High Rock. Can't remember specifically where you said you wanted to appear, because I feel like I just wanted it to be in the alleyway, but I don't know if you specified, so I guess it's just randomly in the street.
Yay!
As you all just walk out of the red swirliness.
Oh god, we're gonna give some people some heart attacks.
It's probably not great. There is probably a lot of looks, but I mean, keep in mind, High Rock is very wealthy people that probably send their kids off to, like, the best wizard schools to see if they can learn magic, and if they don't, then they get a job in politics.
Oh.
Look at
Can't
me.
do politics.
Yep.
I thought we weren't allowed to do metagaming.
I mean, I don't know if that's even metagaming anymore. I quit. Okay,
That's
guys.
just meta.
Scott, it's on you now. Bye.
Yay! So everyone roll for initiative
Oh,
because
no.
as we get out of
I wish
the
I had.
portal,
So for that
we'll
joke, I kind of
hang-
wish I'd set it up so that the stream I could have put a picture of Scott up on the stream over my camera, because that'd have been funny.
Yeah, I've got a good. Just like hold up your phone or a photo of me. So I've got a good one. There's an angry mob who's out to get us after we kidnapped Thoreau.
I mean, that was a while ago.
Yeah, maybe.
There was like a whole flying castle. Since then.
Yeah, but I mean, this is now my game, Ryan, so you don't get a say.
True, I'm not even in the game, as we mentioned. Not until somebody buys that NPC, so here we are.
Yes,
dear.
back to the realm of where Scott doesn't fuck everything up. Ryan.
Let's see. I'll just add this in. There we go. Don't know if that comes up in the chat for everybody, but it does for me. So I have redeemed
10,000.
I have redeemed 10,000 points for me to be a GM empowered NPC called Ryan.
Not bad.
I mean that's been in there since since I started using Twitch. Introduced an NPC. With the guidelines of
okay.
Yeah, right. I thought that was reasonable. And here's the guidelines. I'll just dump in the chat.
Reasonable, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see about that.
Because there's all the qualifiers and caveats there. Add some add some small important details, friendly, hostile, magic, religious, etc. I shall try and add the rest. If it is not appropriate, this request will be ignored.
Yeah.
See, I covered it, right? It's like that quiver that I mentioned, where it said there's no way to jank this, that I wrote in the rules.
Yeah.
Because, like, here was the intention behind what I wrote, and I might not have wrote it how I wanted.
Yeah.
So, it's just common sense,
Important point.
Well, I think weirdly it's a British law thing, right? Because you've got in the spirit of the law versus the word of the law, which makes sense, right? Because it isn't about, well, actually it's written this way, which is using this font, and back in that time that meant you're a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas it's like, well, no, but what it means is you killed that man. Yeah. But anyway, so you appear in High Rock in the streets. I say the streets, in the street, the main street of High Rock. You are probably outside the Golden Order Hall, right? That's probably the most familiar place you have, really.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as it's closed up, and you do probably turn a couple of heads, but like people keeping to themselves, going about their noble business. Because as I said, this is a very wealthy city, and the idea of somebody being magical isn't that bizarre in this world, given that the Wizard King is in charge of the world.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably one of the more built-up places that Serene has seen, actually. Depending on your travels. Yeah.
Just like, oh my god, there's more of these people.
It's just
There's buildings.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Edinburgh's not the worst place to imagine. For High Rock, to be fair.
Okay.
Is you okay? Nope. That's worrying.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's alive.
Mm-hmm.
So the vibe here is like, what am I seeing? So you said that Edinburgh is the sort of architecture vibe?
Edinburgh's not the worst thing to imagine for High Rock because, a bunch of old money. Yeah. And people looking at you funny like, why are you staring at me? Get out of my way. Like, yeah.
Google give me strength.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a likewise city in England, but I can't.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
Or just Edinburgh in general? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. especially as a
Wow.
student of architecture, enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
Q Shan's week just on Google Earth touring Edinburgh.
Dangerous things. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, does that mean High Rock has a tram going through it?
Yeah.
No, but it definitely has like one tramp going through it, and it was probably sponsored as part of the was it the cultural exchange program?
With the nose.
Sure,
Yeah.
with the gnomes. Why not? To be fair, the gnomes are probably one of the closest cities, so.
Oh. Go there next.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like it's that way, like roughly
Yeah.
here. So.
Interesting.
I did not know there was a gnome city.
Exactly. Wow.
It piqued my interest.
So remember when you were like, "Oh, there's too many NPCs introduced, and it gets a bit hard to like follow what we're meant to do." This is why, guys, because you ask questions, and then I answer those questions, and then you were like, "Yeah, but gnomes though," and then you just wander off. I feel like this one's on you guys, but maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the gnomes. So
Title of the session, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one's interacted with us or anything like that
Mm-mm.
since we've landed.
Old Town, Adri, Old Town. Said very old money. And nobody's gonna bother you guys. These are all a bunch of weirdo-looking people, right?
Should
Remember,
we
this is primarily like 90% human. This city, remember?
should we just
Giants.
You're
that?
definitely towering above most people. Yes, like not only has like a 7 foot or whatever Crombar is orc appeared, but like also like you're 8 foot, right, Serene?
No,
or-
I'm 7.
You're 7.
7'1".
So like yeah, like you, Crombar, and Bastiel are all pretty like tall.
Mhm.
So like you've got towering metal man who can have molten gold skin and is an orc. That's intimidating enough. Now that he's bare chested, it's even more intimidating. His Instagram's doubled in followers, and then obviously a slightly odd-looking nature person who's also 7 foot tall. That's maybe a bit harder to pin down because you're arguably probably really practically dressed, right? So you at least are in fitting with the fact that if somebody walked out of the woods, they'd probably not look twice at you because you look like somebody that's walked out of the woods. Whereas Riz, you're still all wrapped up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mostly just giving off, elf vibes.
Clock vibes. Yeah.
Elf mummy.
Nice clock.
Yeah. It's like, is that jute?
Just like a rolled carpet walking around. Wow, so mysterious.
Friction burns everywhere. Yep.
Okay,
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. While we're standing specifically right here, Bastille will turn around and look at the Golden Order sanctuary.
Yeah.
And he'll flick Crumbar's like gold skin on the shoulder, and he'll say, "You think you can pass through that now? Anything we can do about that one?"
Let's find out. And yeah, I will turn, sexy molten armor on. And
Stupid sexy armor. Yeah, is that what we're calling it now?
As well, yeah, he looks like an archer.
Yeah, and I'll go and try and get through the thingy.
Sure. You walk up to the Golden Order Hall. You, I guess, just do that thing like in most comedy movies or something. Just run at the wall. You'll pass right through. And
God.
you obviously don't. You hit off the heavy like.
But
wooden
I want to
doors.
go to Hogwarts.
You need to wait for the train station to be invented and then built. So.
Yeah, I would just kind of like shake my head off of that and be like, that's not happening yet. And just kind of walk back to the party and look around.
I can just imagine Serene's face at this, being like, "What is?"
What is going on?
Boys will
Again.
be boys.
Add to the spreadsheet of what the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, just say like, our armor kind of dissipates, and then I'll just say, "It's like, well, we seem to not have drawn any attention, which is good. Shall we try and find Cyril then?"
Like actually, just noble couples shaking their heads as they walk past. Like Love it.
No attention. Mm-hmm.
They're definitely too polite to care enough to interject. Yes. Keeping their
course.
polite distance as per, etiquette. And before MD asks me what time of day it is, I don't know. So what time do you need it to be? Because I feel like whatever time you want.
Fair.
Good. So it's easily just the afternoon, like just early afternoon, right?
Mhm.
There we go.
Okay.
Easily afternoon.
Easily afternoon,
Yeah.
not hardly afternoon.
Yes, because I've had too many of those right now.
Yeah. The fuck is hardly afternoon? But anyway.
Yeah,
So-
so Bastiel's kind of embarrassed that he came up with a theory that was immediately wrong. So he's just going to be like, he's thinking he's sorry to Crumbar for that. And he'll just give him room to get on with this plan he had in his heart.
Hmm.
I like the idea that
Crombar,
Bastiel
what
just
do you
looks like Bastiel looks at Crombar, thinks, I am sorry about this, but let's see what else he's got.
What am I, a sissy? Yeah. Crank it up.
This is where we realise you're actually filled by pure toxic masculinity, apparently. To be fair, you were built by dwarves that deny that they're at a war with elves. Of course you were built to run on pure toxic masculinity.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. You can be a real boy when you acknowledge your feelings, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Whew. Oh dear, are we going to try and bring the scale down from proud boy to real boy, I think? Yeah, or is that a bit too edgy?
Secretly sad
Oh
boy.
goodness.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop because I think that's maybe 3 lattes is maybe when I get politically charged. So I think I'm
Too
running for
real.
office soon. Yep.
Right, for Supreme Overlord.
This is it, yeah. I will accept nothing other than Supreme Commander. And of what? Yes. Thank you. A vote for me is a vote for me.
Don't blame me, I voted for
Oh.
I love you guys so much.
This is also maybe why we make no progress. Just saying. Because me and Scott are allowed to chat to each other.
Yeah.
So,
like we,
Wow.
yeah.
anyway, back in the scene.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
shall we just go try and find Cyril then? I'm
Mhm.
assuming she'll be in her office.
You mean the governor's mansion? Yeah?
Yeah, office.
That one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Do
move the way.
Let's go.
you know where that
Lead
is?
the way,
Scott?
and I'm just like,
Walks into another
mean-
wall for
Yeah.
no reason.
We can definitely ask. Unless it's something that's already known.
Mm.
yeah.
Where the
Yeah.
thingy is for most cities. City hall.
There's an office
Well-
some with a spire.
We
Like,
should definitely petition for more signposts.
Sure. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll survival. Somebody then. Who's leading the way?
Me!
Go for it.
I'll try to help because I don't trust.
Yeah.
This is how we ended up in an alleyway the last time. Okay.
Yeah, that too.
Check the baby! Kaboom!
I would want to check as well because
Ready?
Well-
Crumbe.
Mhm, mhm.
Survival, did you say?
No, it's. Remember, if you're
Oh my
helping,
god, I rolled Aria's roll as well!
Oh, okay, yes, that works. Okay, cool.
no, because Scott, what happens is you rolled the 16, and the additional roll would be Arya's. So Arya helped better, based on your roll, because yours is always the
My
first
16
roll.
is better than your 16.
So your 16 doesn't actually exist, Adri, because when you're helping, it's his second roll. Okay, let's not confuse
I know,
anybody
I
that's
know, I
watching,
just want to-
Fuck that,
which is
I'm-
me.
We just wanted to troll Scott.
So,
Not letting me troll Scott.
to be fair, you've already trolled Scott based on his roll, so it was already covered. We're all good.
It's like, this is where it's like, it's over there. Actually, it's literally the building next to it. And I'm just like,
Kronberg gets excited, points at where he thinks it is, and Arya just puts her hand under his chin and just tilts his head a couple of degrees.
it's like, she's standing right behind me, isn't she? No, I'm right in front of you.
Cyril with her sassy pants on, yeah. Yeah, I guess you find your way there. It's fairly easy to navigate. It's probably pretty central to High Rock, to be fair. Yeah, big fancy old kind of gothic architecture looking building. Very Germanic, if I had to put another word onto it. Why not?
But no doors.
No doors, just lots of words. No, yeah, they're big doors, like, big heavy wooden doors, big archways and whatnot.
Well, I'm not gonna hit it with a hammer, so guess just go up and give it a chappity rappity rap. Unless there's one of the big like chain door pulley things, and be like, bing bong.
Right, there is no doorbell, no, but there is just big kind of door loops on there, sort of like metal rings.
Is it still called a doorbell if it's on the? I mean, I guess it would be because it would be attached.
It's a bell for the door, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not deconstruct this too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, like, knock, like, knock, knock. There you go.
You make your presence known.
Yeah, and then I think after a couple of minutes of just nothing, the door eventually opens, and there's a fairly well dressed man that opens the door and looks you up and then goes, "The door is open."
I'll be like, "Why, thank you."
Apologies.
Goes, "Quite. I assume you're all new to High Rock then." And he does that very quick scan of everybody in the group.
I'll just say it's like,
Yes, we're not from here.
yeah, hi. We're old friends of Cyril's, and we've just gotten into town. Is it available to get? Is it possible to have an audience with her?
You can ask at the front desk, and he kind of opens the door and does that thing where he puts the kind of door stopper thing in the bottom, and just goes away, leaving the door open.
As
Thank
I'm
you.
going to imagine that, without sounding too racist, Adri looks the most humanoid, or most human. So
You're trying to say, Mummy
yes.
Riz doesn't look the most human?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking who will give the least shock value to the person at the counter. So yeah, I think Aria, maybe you want to take this
Yeah,
one?
if
Yes, with my hawk on my shoulder.
Exactly.
Very much.
You're friendly but also
Normal.
intimidating. It's a good combination.
Yes. But yes, okay, I will get a bit closer to the person at
What? the desk, you head in.
entrance desk. Yes.
Yes, you head in. There's a receptionist there. He looks up again, very smart. Clearly a lot younger than the other guy that opened the door. Kind of look very well groomed to the side hair, cut very short and neat.
You're trying to make me feel bad, right? Because we're all a bit like.
I'm just describing the scene. I'm not trying to make you feel anything. And your feelings are your own.
Oh my god, it's John Deskman.
John Deskman, yeah. Attorney at desk.
Oh, sorry guys. I've had a nap before this, so I'm full of energy.
So, did you open the wine yet, Scott? Because that's my question.
No, I just finished my dinner, so I'm letting that settle, and then probably second half I'll go for a wee.
Okay.
And that's so. What did you eat? A live cat?
Oh dear.
Yeah. No, I had the eagle.
Yes.
But anyway, so you've got the receptionist sitting there, and he kind of looks up, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and says, "Can I help you? Do you have an appointment to see the governor?"
I'll nod my head and said, "Greetings. Yes, I'm hoping you may be of assistance. We don't actually have an appointment, but I do believe that if you were to, God, how do I say it without? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. If you were to pass our names to Madam Governor, I'm sure that we would be received at the time that she would find most convenient."
Kind of nods and goes. He does that thing where he almost clicks his finger and points at you and says, It's a southern accent, isn't it?
I've been all over, you could say. Don't quite recognize still having any sort of accents, but there might be a trace. Yes, well spotted.
Ken nods and goes, I've always been fascinated with the South. Never had a chance to go. And this kid's maybe 14, right? So, acting
Well,
like
I'm
he's a
sure
well-travelled
you have
man.
your entire life. You've got the rest of your life in front of you, so at least knowing where you want to be is a good start. And I just wink at him.
He goes, I'm definitely where I need to be. And he just smiles, very professionally. With his bright blue eyes. And then
Bless him.
he scribbles down on a kind of sheet of parchment that seems to already have pre-scribbles on it, and then he slides it over and he says, if you could all please sign the sheet with your names, I will pass this on to the governor.
I nod and take the paper and write my name. I say Aria Bluebird, and then in brackets Andrea.
Get Ryu's claw and
kind
ink,
of
stamp it. Yep.
Look at everybody around and kind of figure out. I was like, if I should just write all of their names or get everybody to write their names, and then decide that it'll be tidier if I just write them all.
Fair.
I don't know. Would I know how to write?
I mean, yes.
I don't know.
Proficiency in a language assumes you can write in it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Fine.
I was general. Sorry.
Obviously, you can choose how proficient in a language you are proficient with as you wish, but generally it assumes you can read and write in that language.
Well, it's more so intellect and stuff like that. I didn't know if that came into it or anything.
Would have, yeah.
I mean, you can be dumb and still know a language, though, right?
Yeah, but you can be
You
dumb
might be
and
able
not
to
know
write,
how to write.
but
Yeah,
not be able
it
to
was
spell
more
good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely.
Yeah, like writing physics with an F. You can write that, but it doesn't mean you know anything about physics. Yeah, and somebody would still know what you mean. Yeah.
That breaks my heart a little bit there.
Otherwise, I definitely wouldn't know how to write,
physics,
and that's
but
bad.
Yeah, but communication is a thing that exists in the world in various ways, and luckily, thanks to the normalization, generalization, and other words that I need for this exact moment, then conventionism, there we go, of playing a game as a group, there you go. Because of that, and you all need to be able to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so you write everybody's name down.
Yes, as neatly as I can, which probably won't be very, very, very neatly because Ruya is on my shoulder and probably annoyed when my elbow keeps moving to write stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Remember when Rory was talking?
I remember. That was last week. And it is not this week yet.
When can you make mine talk like a bird spell?
Oh dear. So anyway,
ask the receptionist something.
Sure, yeah. So once everything's scribbled down, while Arya's writing the names, you can ask if you want.
Mm-hmm.
He is still standing or sitting there.
Tell me, how are you finding your new governor?
New governor?
Oh,
dude.
I have a feeling it would just be me and Arya just kind of look at it the fuck?
I look at them and I'm like, what kind of magic is this? Right. No, never mind.
I immediately raise my head and look towards him and say, apologies, it's not really been programmed properly. I'm sure you know how it is.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Whoa.
Also,
Jeez.
yeah.
Why
Let's.
does everyone suddenly know how
She
a witch
doesn't
works?
know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
She doesn't know what you are.
I was gonna say, yeah. The term "programmed" is gonna be an interesting one to explain.
Fine. Fine. But,
he's running on Windows Vista.
Quick.
It's a ram hog. No.
Sort of thing as towards droids and stuff in Star Wars, so that's why I've been watching too much Mandalorian. Sorry.
The problem is though, those are really commonplace in Star Wars, whereas he is kind of almost a one-off in this world. So the term "programmed" would be same as like vampire, as I said, like they're not really terms people know.
Why is it like common knowledge that how this wish has worked exactly?
It's not. He just said, "What governor?" Like, what new governor? And you were like, "Eh." That's what his
No,
reply
but
was.
everyone else seems to be like, oh no, it's
I
erased
think the
everyone's
wording.
memories simultaneously.
No, I think the wording was that she's always been governor or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. The wish spell made it that she just has been the governor. It's not that like she.
So, Bastille, the real question is, what happened to that poor guy that was governor?
Yeah, well,
He is now a, he,
Probably
he is
has.
now just a fish on the governor's table, like in a wee bowl.
he just
Oh,
like turns
man.
inside out one day and just like poofs.
No, it's when he is that tramp on the street that was sponsored for the atmosphere program, and he's like, I'm the governor, really. I was the governor the whole time. She was the assistant governor, and people are like, yeah, old man, yeah. Wow, that's grim. Let's move on.
Oh,
They give him like a coin and then move on, kind of like, oh, poor thing.
But so the receptionist's boy blinks his blue eyes and just kind of shakes his head and looks back and smiles at Arya and says, "Is this just your name, or is this the group's?" And he smiles.
Oh, this is everybody. I just thought it'd be neater if I just wrote them all in the same handwriting.
And then he politely makes a professional, polite, public-facing joke about needing more parchment than if it had been on just yours, and then fake laughs and, gets one of the people that are attending the hall to take that away, the parchment, as he scrolls it up. And then he says, "Do you wish to wait on the response here, or is there somewhere I could forward the response to, if it is indeed later?"
I look towards everybody and kind of like, shrug my shoulders. Should we wait? Yes? Just in
Sure.
case we
Yeah.
get at least told when would be suitable.
I would just kind of be like, yeah, here is fine, but if we're going to be waiting a while, refreshments would be nice.
Apologies, don't mind him.
I think the boy smiles and he goes, "There are, at the opposite side of the square, in fact, there are some very reputable establishments if you were awaiting some form of respite." And he kind of like just words his way into muttering, basically.
And that way, like Crumbar just kind of like give him that look if it's like, yeah, that wasn't what I was meaning. I was meaning go get me wine, boy.
yeah, little
Yes,
dumbass.
but that is not that's not a serving boy, that's a receptionist. Different sort of roles. Would not be nice of you to request things.
Well, yeah, I'm okay with just waiting here. I don't know, is there like beanbags or whatever?
Maybe we can just give it like 10 minutes, and then if it takes longer, we can. Peace out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you definitely wait at least 10 minutes. Do you wait longer or leave?
Okay. Thinking, is it awkward at this point?
Okay, well let's just say it was 20 minutes and you've still heard nothing, just to give you a bit more of
Okay.
time.
Can I just check, is Dondrabella and Arse with us?
Arse isn't, but Dondrabella
Arse
is.
isn't, but Dondrabella is.
Yeah.
Right. Arse did say that she was going to meet us here, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll probably say that. Just kind of like stretch a wee bit and be like, well, should we maybe go try and find Arse and then come back?
Just got to a new town where I find some arse.
It's like, oh, well, we have brothels over in this district.
Right, funnily enough, that's something that the receptionist boy does not comment on. Is the orc telling the group, "Let's go find some arse."
Yes, but would I notice him like noticing that and being like, the fuck?
You can notice him trying not to notice that. Yes.
Okay. I will say it's a nickname. Don't ask. It's one of our friends. It's still a bit too much, but still.
He kind of looks up and
I
goes,
didn't want to
"I'm
give a
sorry,
bad
can I help you?"
impression.
And smiles politely as if I didn't hear any of that deliberately. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I raise my eyebrows and don't say anything. But
Yeah.
anyway.
I guess we're just. I guess before leaving, just say that we have to go find a friend. We'll be back soon.
If the governor responds, where should I send the response, or are you returning for the response?
Could Ruria stay and then
Ooh, good idea.
orders over the message? Is that possible?
Realize that it is just a
I don't know
bird,
if
though.
Rhea could just find
Yeah.
it. She's just a bird.
Like it's
Yeah,
like
no,
Ruya is a
that's what I
bird
mean.
that isn't like. I don't want to say not sentient because that feels really rude, but you get what I'm saying when I say that. Like, it's not like you can say
She's
to
a highly
Ruya.
trained bird, but she's not a honing pigeon.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
even if she was
Not
a
a
honing
bird
pigeon,
brain.
it's not like she could
Yeah.
find me. She could
Mm.
just maybe go between certain locations that she'd been trained to go to, but she wouldn't really know where I am. She's not got ARIA GPS.
And she's never
Yeah,
been
no,
trained to
that-
deliver mail.
In real life.
Yeah, no, that's what I was wondering. Like, if it was like, leave bird, then when the message comes, just fling the bird out, and the bird comes to us, and then be like,
Yeah. The bird
that-
being a
e-
means
eagle's
that we should
ready.
go.
But
Yeah.
Not how
Yeah.
it works.
I was gonna
It's
say,
fine.
yeah, because
They
if
can come back in
so
a
if a bird hasn't been trained in delivering mail, right? Let's just get into the nitty gritty of this. Bird that hasn't been trained to deliver mail, aka Ruya. As soon as you put a letter onto its leg in some fashion, or just staple it onto its back, it's gonna just do what it can to get rid of that letter before it flies anywhere.
All I'm thinking,
Telepathically tell it not to.
all I am thinking here is that would be a really decent personal goal.
What, make Ruya a
I
postman?
do not want a freaking messenger bird.
Get your own postman bird, Crumbar.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
see. What might
Get
be
a postman mascot.
might have a spell for this, maybe? No.
I mean, you
We
could
can
just,
come back in a few hours.
or you could just like get one of the inns from him and just
Yeah,
say that's
go
where
to
you're
Portland.
gonna like,
Go
Go
to
to a bar or
the
something.
pub
Okay.
that he was on about. Yeah.
right?
Did you say there's one across the street? Yeah.
Across the square, the other side of the square he mentioned, there is some reputable
we're-
establishments. You sure that's the one you want though, Crumbar? Or do you want to go for something closer to the docks, maybe? Because I feel like closer to the docks
Being
would say
private.
cheaper. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
I'll
dollar
just-
piece I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah. On that. I'll
Riz's
just say-
fortune.
Like, I'll just like say to him, just like, pick my teeth a wee bit. I'll be like, well, I don't really do reparable. Is there anywhere else that would be more fitting?
Mikhail looks you up and down and like smiles in a "oh god, I'm going to get fired for this" kind of way, and he says, what part of town are you staying in?"
I was like,
We've not exactly decided on accommodation yet. We have rushed here.
Is it long-term stay, short-term stay?
Possibly short term, I believe.
I do understand that for the higher budget personnel, and he's wording this incredibly painfully, the establishments near to the governor's mansion are obviously of a very high standard. And he kind of nods.
I just kind of put my hand up and go, I'll make this easy.
Keep in mind,
Where
Arya is wearing solid gold on her. Just let that sink in, right? So he's not saying you look poor. He's just trying to word it in a way that fits.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like, that way, just kind of like put my hand up and just be like, I'll make this easy. Where in town wouldn't you want to stay?
He kind of like rubs the back of his neck awkwardly, and he says, I am sponsored to stay as per my training, but I don't think I'm quite dressed for the sea air." And he kind of just smiles painfully, like, please stop asking me questions.
Arya just nods and
I was
says,
being-
"It's fine. Don't worry. We'll find some place to go, and we'll come back here in a few hours, and that should sort things out.
Kind of
Actually,
nods.
just out of curiosity, guys, just out of curiosity, because I thought, is there not like a Golden Order sort of
Yeah,
headquarters
there
or
is.
something here?
Yeah, we tried.
So if
to
we
get in.
rewind to the start of the session, Bastiel suggested Crumbar walked into it, and he hit
We
off
head
the
down it.
doors. We covered that right at the start of this episode, if you will.
So
Okay.
is,
Yep.
Yes, I'm
is Sea Air the
misunderstood.
accommodation?
No, Sea Air
Is
was
there
him
something next
describing
to
the
it? 'Cause
docks and
obviously we
saying
would've
that,
seen something
you
next
know,
to it.
Oh, there's something around there. Yeah.
yeah, he basically implied that he wouldn't fit in around the docks because he's a
Let's go.
prissy young
Yeah.
apprentice boy. Yeah.
What I was trying to do is basically him like give a name of a place he wouldn't go and I'll be like, that's where we'll be.
Yeah.
I imagine
but
he
yeah.
wouldn't admit knowing the names of anything at the docks for
Ah,
reputation reasons, because obviously,
Right.
clearly, him and his Eton lads have all went to the docks, but he could never
I have
say
an
that.
idea. So I have an idea. Obviously, if we've gone past the, Golden Order and then went towards the place where the governor's mansion would be, we would have probably seen at least one place on the way that would have been like, I don't know, like a pub or an inn or whatever. It would have been something.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking maybe just randomly we'll just blurt the name of that and like, oh, we'll try to get
No, that's like
a room there.
finding somewhere isn't the problem. It was the fact that people wanted to spend less money, and everything close to the governor's mansion's expensive because it's the expensive. Well, everything in High Rock's expensive.
Next to
By,
the Golden Order thing.
yeah,
On the
still
way from the Golden Order.
still
So
expensive.
it's-
Yeah, like of course they're gonna get good real estate.
Yeah. Right, let's just go.
Their
straight
boss
into
is a god dragon.
They're like Apple.
Oh.
Apple, man.
Yeah,
Hold up.
let's not diminish them.
Think-
Yeah, anyway, right, we'll just say that to him then. We'll just be like, okay, well, we'll find, somewhere.
and come
We'll
in
find
a few
somewhere near the docks. I'm sure one of you will be able to find us there.
Is there a temple there? Maybe. I'll ask the kid. The people of Harrock wouldn't happen to respect the dealings of the faith, would they?
And
A temple, perhaps.
I think the kid kind of swallows at the relief of a question that isn't so personal to him, and he can turn and says,
Little pussy.
there's a lot of the real estate from a lot of the old worship was repurposed into other buildings, unfortunately.
As I suspected.
As I said, there's not a lot of open worship in High Rock.
Yes.
A lot of the worship moved to Santa Cora down south. One of the reasons why I'm quite eager to go. And then he kind of catches himself because he's clearly revealing too much about himself professionally. So
Oh, bless him.
Oh my god.
Arya gives him like a kind smile, kind of like, it's okay to have dreams thing.
yeah, and he's obviously just looks like that's not as professional as it should have been. Yeah, like his response,
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
But it's fine. It's fine. We'll find some place and then come back here. Like that's I think the easiest way to go around it because we don't freaking know the city. So we'll find something and then
It's
check
something-
back here.
Callie, Serene would have probably travelled either around or through Santa Cora with the way you went, right? So
Mhm.
Santa Cora is, if we look at the map, it's like there.
Oh shit. It's the
So-
other side of the planet.
So,
Okay.
but keep in mind, you've met Callie, or you to say Serene, there. Like,
Oh, okay. Nice.
yeah.
See.
I probably would have gone around.
Yeah, like avoid the people. Yeah. Imagine it a bit like any kind of slight. I mean, Agrabah is not the worst thing, from Aladdin,
Oh, okay.
or Mos Eisley. It's
Yeah.
the south, deserty, sandy, but there's that is basically the open worship city now, right? It's the one where most people have flocked together, because it's a
Oh.
lot more tolerated there, because what they're going to do, arrest the whole city, right? Was the thinking behind that.
I just imagine it being like Burning Man or something. This is what religion is now.
I mean,
Sons of the old
to be
water
fair,
around.
Burning Man is as close to and probably the natural progenitor of Mad Max that we're going to get. So,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Wasteland Weekend. That's
Yeah.
nice. Sorry.
fair. Yeah, no, yeah.
Don't get me started.
Agreed. Not
What
the
weekend?
bees.
What would be?
Not the bees. Wasteland Weekend. But yeah, so this boy indicates that Santa Cora is, the place to go if you care about religion and buildings and other such things. And the idea that possibly a lot of the money that was into the religion here has maybe been repurposed, because obviously it's real estate in High Rock would be limited.
Yeah.
Being a cliffside
what's
city,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Right. Oh well, we've got to thank him for sharing that. I'll say, I just say, whatever you decide to do, follow your heart, and I'll cast guidance on him, on his shoulder.
Yeah, sure. He looks a bit startled, I think, at that, right? Like he wasn't sure what the hell the robot thing was going to do. Because obviously you're kind of, in his head, you'll just be like a really armoured knight in his eyes, right? Because
Oh, wow, yeah.
Because let's face it, like unless somebody actually had a reason to believe there wasn't a person inside you, then, right?
That's amazing.
So he probably just looks a bit startled at the fact that somebody made a move, and obviously you'd have moved quite naturally when you go to touch him with guidance, since it's one of your go-to things. So you'd have been like flinched a little at that, but yeah, and then he then just kind of like nods and says, "I hope you get a swift answer." And the guy just nods and politely smiles at that because he realizes he doesn't know what to say after that. He just looks a bit awkward and slightly glowing. Thanks to guidance. So do you leave, head to the docks, or do you stay
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
make...
well, I think we'll leave and try and find ours.
Sure.
On the way to the docks, right?
I'd love
Let's
to have
face
a
it,
look
ours is
around.
gonna
I've
be
never
wherever
been
there's a
anywhere like here.
market and apples.
Yeah, literally. Let's go find a garden with an apple tree, and we'll probably find them there.
I mean, there is literally the gardens of High Rock, which Arya, I believe... Was it Arya? Maybe it was Kitty. I think it was Kitty and Dundra walked through. Maybe Dundra mentioned it then. I forget that I'm also her. It's like, why isn't Dundra telling them about the garden? Dundra will go, me and that elf. And she looks at you, Riz. Not you. You know, the other one. Yeah. The one that was good with the knives and the bows. She found a garden here, and it's gonna have, apples. She just looks at everybody like as if stating, "This is my contribution to the Let's Find Arse quest."
You just see like Crumbar like kind of like be like like scratching his chin a wee bit, and then he's just like thinking to himself, "I wonder if she turned into a cat again." That was funny.
And Dundra harumphs at that to kind of just like imply she's not caring what you say, and then says, "There is that incident though about how we left here," and looks at the people that were there with suspicious eyes, given that you cast storms and rode on the back of a horse that was in fact the person controlling the storm. Yeah, well, like
Hi.
kidnapping,
Oh,
assistant
Arya.
governors.
Terrifying magic.
Yeah, druids are terrifying. Yes.
I'll just kind of
Hello.
look about, and I'll be like, "Well, we don't seem to have raised any suspicion yet."
Looks around, everybody doing that polite thing of staring and then talking quietly to each other as they're walking on.
Yeah,
Something
boots and
like that.
cats and whatnot.
Dundra,
Can Riz just say, "Can you update me"?
what if I said no? How would you respond then?
I'll just be like, "Okay."
I'll pat Riz on the back and just kind of laugh, and he'll be like, "Maybe when we're not in such a public area."
He's been modest. Dundra like elbows him out the way and says, "Well, that blue lady that we had, you've met her, right?" And then she kind of shakes her head and goes, "No, maybe you didn't. Well, she's in charge of here now because of this one." Thumbs over her shoulder at Crumbar. But to get her in charge, I think we had to kidnap her. And this one made it stormy here and became a horse. And he kidnapped her. And then he burnt everything so that we couldn't escape. And she points over to Bastiel about that part. And then we met you. Dr. Bell looks up at you.
Fantastic.
She kind of just
Sounds
nods,
like
like
a normal day for you guys.
she goes, "That was actually one of our better
Sure.
days." And then
Yeah.
she looks like Dundra looks at you like almost with pity, right, Serene? And she goes, "You wanted to look around. We should do that because I've seen the gardens and they're down that way.
Yes, please.
So we'll go around the gardens and we'll meet you inside the gardens at the waterfall." She kind of nods at the group and then indicates she would put her arm out for you to take it, but that would look awkward as hell because you're so much taller than her.
Yeah.
So she just goes,
Kind of pat her on the shoulder
mhm, mhm.
and then awkwardly, take
Yeah.
it away.
And then she kind of like takes a couple of steps away, then stops and turns around and goes, "I mean, yous can come too if yous want." And looks back at Arya, Bastiel, Crombar, and Riz. That's my player agency pause when you decide you don't want to split
yeah.
the party or do.
No,
No,
let's
no,
not split the
no.
party. Let's follow her to that garden and hope that we find Arsenal. And once we find Arsenal, actually look for a place where we can, crash.
Careful if you say that enough.
It's-
If you say that enough, Adri, you'll start to getting loads of adverts for football games you don't want. Just
Yeah, I
saying.
was gonna actually split off, but
What did
yeah,
I
okay.
say?
You can. I mean, you could split off on your own if you wanted. If you had things
Yeah,
to
I'll
do,
lose them.
you will. You will. I mean, they're a subtle bunch. You know that.
Yes, we're anything but
I
subtle.
just
We already know that.
got the image of Bastiel walking. Going, have you seen that? And somebody's pointing down the way. Just not even finishing the sentence. Just being like, "Yep, you're clearly looking for those people that are in town, that aren't the human nobles."
People at the gallows for some like heinous crime.
Yep. Or mediocre crime, depending. So, who replies to Don Drabella then?
I would. I'd just
Yeah.
nod and like.
So lead the
kinda
way
like,
again.
Kind of nods.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, off we go then." And then Don Drabella wanders off, and she starts pointing at buildings, and she says what she thinks she would have done with the building, based on where it is.
for sure.
Nothing is necessarily accurate at all. Like she'll describe saying that'd be
Yeah.
a great place for a barber shop because the view over the garden and onto the cliffside is great because when you're sitting waiting to complain about your hairdo, you could have a nice view to inspire you or distract you. And then obviously somebody walks out with freshly baked bread. Like it's that level of
Yeah.
completely wrong.
Taking everything as fact.
Can
Yeah.
we take can we take some of the bread?
You want to mug somebody in High Rock?
Alright, rob someone.
No, I don't know. They could be given out as free samples or just.
Okay.
Free bread.
So you want to go to like
Free bread.
the upmarket bakers then? Is that what you want to do, Crumbar? That's- I mean, go if you want. I'm not gonna hold content away from you if you want to go to a baker's.
I just walk by and be like, ooh, bread.
Probably a great smell from the place. Obviously, Dunderbill has just dinghied that completely in her assessment of what the building obviously serves the purpose of. And then she does the thing where she basically tours around the garden, the full kind of gardens itself. Think of the gardens a bit like what's the best way to explain it? Manhattan Central Park, but much smaller, right? So yeah, because obviously Central Park's pretty big and surrounded by the city, so it's definitely like that, but a lot smaller. And it's very well maintained, etc. And then yes, she eventually takes you into the gardens. And there's lots of people walking around. Some people having picnics. Some kids playing, the football and such. Other such kid-like things. People like one of those. Just think of any of those Victorian period pieces where they go to a park and there's actual life happening around everything. Yeah, and obviously you do turn a couple of heads. Some kids, make comments that are a bit louder than their parents would have liked them to have made about the group of you wandering in. And then Don Drabella just sits on a bench near just a waterfall that just seems to be, a bunch of big harsh rocks with water pouring down it. She just sits there and is like, "I like this."
This is nice.
And she goes,
This
"See,"
feels more okay.
she kind of nods and goes, "See, I knew you'd have taste."
You say
I
there were
see
apple
art?
trees.
And then she goes, yeah, probably. And then just leans over the back of the bench as if to get a good look. And he goes, those are apple trees, right? And just points to random trees. I guess I'm going to roll to see if there are actually apple trees here. Yes. Yes, there are. They're not necessarily obvious, so yeah. I think if you spend any length of time looking, you'll eventually find that there's at least one. Yeah.
I think, I guess like Crumbar have his like kind of wee initial look about, and then just do his typical when he can't find somebody, and just be like, "Oh,
There's kids present.
No, God, no. I would use silence on you if you tried that. Honestly.
well,
I
I'm
was-
doing
Do you even
it."
have silence on this
I was
character?
going to say, I was about to say, does anybody have silence as a spell? Because my immediate thought as well was,
Just checking. I'm just checking.
not use hand over mouth, you know, the standard
Tara.
technique for non-wizards, but casting spells to shut someone up. Yeah.
Crumbar
Yeah.
uses bellow.
Yeah.
God, no.
Yeah.
No,
so-
no, it's fine. I mean, it's entirely possible that, ours probably realized that we'd be in a pub and they found the first pub that we could. And they
Already
found the
sloshed on
first
cider.
pub.
Yeah. Already sloshed.
Yeah, like it's entirely possible, but we should try to find a place to stay at first. Secure a room, and well, a few rooms, obviously. And then go back and leave word to
Well,
Cyril
this is a
as to
great
where
plan,
we are.
and we'll follow that up in seconds when we have the results of his bellow. So
Yeah.
he screams.
Doing it, damn it.
Of course he is. It's Scott and Crumbar. So he screams arse across the park,
And then
uh,
just poof, she appears.
no, a lot of people move their families away. That's what happens.
Of course.
A lot of people
Why?
move away.
Why?
Yeah, an
Arya is
orc
so
in a
tempted to
human
turn into a
city
bird and
just
not be
screams
associated with
arse. Yeah. You
No,
literally
just
look
like
like the most troublemaking group possible because you aren't generic NPC background stock characters. Adventurers have walked in. Why? Well, you can see that they're main characters, for they have health bars. But yes.
They actually have hairstyles.
Yes, indeed. The animation budget isn't just on a watercolor in the background. But yes, they've got noses. That was another one of them as well. So people get moved away. Kids get repositioned, so they have to play on the other side of the park and whatnot. And you kind of have a good chunk of the park to yourselves now. As people have just casually about turned, on their walks through the stone kind of filled paths, and yeah, Dondrabella just tuts and shakes her head, and then just stares back at the waterfall, and then shuts her eyes, shakes her head side to side, and then yeah, like I don't know, 5 minutes pass, nothing. Yeah.
I'm just sitting there playing with a bit of water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nothing's happening, huh? Can I make holy water?
I don't know. Can you? Do you have ceremony? I think is that what you need to make it?
Oh, fuck. Ceremony.
I think that is it, right?
No. It must be.
I think that's the one because that feels the most holy watery spell.
Yeah.
It's blessed water. Yeah, you touch one vial. Come on. Holy water. I can make it if you want. Do you need it for any particular purpose?
Yeah. So okay, I'll like scoop a handful of the water up, and I'll try and make it any way I can. The ceremony is not a spell I have or have ever cast before. So I'm just like, I'll cast like protection from energy and like dip my hand into it, see if it changes. What else can I try?
What resistance
try
do you give the handful of water that is apparently a creature in this example?
I can myself. Yeah.
What, protection from cold? There you go.
Yeah. Don't have bless right now, but yeah. And then I'll ask Crumbar if he happened to have any holy water on him. I need it for a spell.
Crumbar has to then delete alcohol from his dictionary definition of holy water.
I'll be like, I'll just kind of come over to him and just be like, I have none to hand, but I can make you some if you need.
Please.
So touch one vial of water cause it to become holy water. Can I just use a water skin for that? I take it because obviously you can't just sit like run about with holy water in your hands, just cupping it.
So a vial of water is just like a little glass vial, is what they mean. Zydrate style. Not to completely
Okay.
rhyme there.
I tell you that's what part of the 25 gold pieces goes towards, maybe.
It's not. That's just an addition. No,
Okay,
that's addition.
no worries.
Yeah, so you need powdered silver and something to put in. But the reason why it says one vial is because it's not one water skin, right? It's much
Right.
smaller. It's the equivalent of like, a cheeky potion or a shot from a shot glass, right?
Okay.
Um,
That's something we would need first then.
You'll need something to put in. I mean, you could arguably put a vial amount, if you will, into
Hmm.
that, but only a vial amount of it would become holy water. Does that make sense? As per the spell.
Yeah.
The reason for that is you cannot bless the sea.
Oh. But Poseidon would be mad.
my life goal.
All those aquatic vampires would be like, what the fuck?
I mean, it could stand to reason that I've got like an empty health potion, right?
I mean,
Ooh.
I feel like it's not something that's going to be that difficult to come across, but like, surely if MD's got any kind of kit on them, of any kind, herbalism kit or whatever, you could easily have a vial. But if you don't,
I would
then
definitely
you
have
don't.
vials and such.
But do you have a herbalism kit specifically
I
though?
do.
There you go then.
I
Yeah,
do.
perfect.
Well, I'll just.
But yeah, if you don't have it, you would then need to buy it. Like inventory doesn't just
no,
appear on you, sadly.
Yeah, no, that's what, just mechanically I was trying to work out how it would actually, play out.
Yeah, you'd scoop up water into a vial,
Oh,
you'd cast ceremony, we're bam.
It actually
No,
doesn't matter because the spell that I want to use it for doesn't consume it, which means I could use my spellcasting focus.
Does it have a value though?
No value, just as instance in a vial of holy water.
What is the spell components? As in
Commune.
commune. Do you want to paste it in?
Yeah.
Is this one of your new ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that there's no cost there or consumption, so yeah, you don't even need it. Your focus will do it. Yeah. For
Okay.
commune.
So you don't need the holy water.
Yeah, I like the idea that we look for this like empty health potion bottle and stuff, and we look around for just a vessel to do this thing, and then I just realize.
How much gold have I got now? It's 25 gold pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, Crumbar's now deep in thought about actually getting holy water anyway, it seems.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
Could use it on the vampire.
That
It's
one in
definitely
the
a
world.
hot storyline.
Yeah, right. Crucial quest completion.
I'm more just thinking it might be something that will come in handy for Justoria.
Sear her flesh off. Like.
Well, yeah, because I mean, no, like I think if Justoria were to like lash out and attack us, we'd get fucked. So yeah.
Do you think one vial of holy water will save you?
No, it'll be
I love that it was
holy
ha
Chuck holy water, run like fuck. And because I have that, you know damn well I'm going to be running faster than or at least faster than everyone else in the party.
Except Riz, probably. Because Riz is really fast.
Oh, true.
Like, what's your base walking speed right now at the moment, Riz?
I think it's 45, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, monks are fast. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh dear. Can't you spend key to run faster as well, I think? I feel like something monks can do.
I'm just going to make some up anyway, but I will ask Aria. Could I borrow a vial off you, please?
Yeah, sure. And she'll like. I actually don't know how many the herbalism kit has, so.
Me neither. And
I'll definitely give you one, but
yeah.
At least one for me. And then you'll just see me kind of.
So where are you getting this powdered silver from, buddy?
My 25 gold pieces. I'm just.
So it's 25 gold worth of powdered silver.
But can you not do money magic on it? I think you were saying to me to make it powdered.
I mean, you can turn your gold into silver, but then you'd need to powder it Good luck.
Oh right, okay, no worries, right. I was assuming I'd be able to.
You cannot just spend the equivalent gold in these reagents. You need the
Right,
reagents.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought I would be able to. You know how like money tap? I thought you could like tap it into powder.
Destroy it. Yeah.
No.
What's
Why?
the,
Who would
At some
design
point,
currency
make
that
it
way?
into powder.
Except the
the-
Brexit people, right?
Ooh.
what's the DC of money? And I just like try and crush it in my hand.
You just mush your money.
Yeah, just grind it into fine dust in my own powerful hands.
You know what we could do?
Oh, yeah.
You know what we could do? We could try to find 'cause
Any
we
shop.
just need to have the water right now, right? We can find a like I don't know blacksmith or whatever, right?
Right.
And he would also be able to tell us places where you could stay, because that would be more like
Yeah,
lower budget if you ask somebody that is
Literally anywhere at the docks.
adjacent.
It'll be good for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Literally anywhere at
Yeah,
the docks.
so we could just head towards the docks. You just get your
Yeah,
water now,
let's
and
just-
then we do
let's-
the other
let's-
things.
yeah. Let's just do that. We'll deal with holy
Yeah.
water later.
But yeah, if you want powdered silver, you need to go buy it, and it's 25 gold's worth of it you'll need to buy, which is probably a decent chunk of powdered silver.
Yeah, I've got another idea. So it's fine.
Okay. Okay.
God.
Yeah. So what's the plan? What's announced after the our two religious boys of the party sit and talk about water?
Well, I would definitely want to look towards the docks and try to find a place to stay so that we can then, secure a room and then go back and.
Yeah. So once you leave the park, though, that is where you'll head towards the docks. Because they're currently in the park. I am playing with water. 3 of the party
And I'm
are in
trying to
fact
get
playing with water.
I'm trying to get everybody and say, yes, that is water. Come on, we should find a place to stay, and then we will be able to come back and tell tell them where they can find us. That should help, right?
I could technically just make us an Ewok village. But yeah.
In the park.
Yeah.
They're not
That
using
might
it.
be
I was just wait. This is
probably
when
too
Shan's got that
comfortable,
much
so no.
triumph that he can afford a village worth of triumph
Wow.
NPCs.
Well, Fabricate lets you do buildings, and I have 3 casts.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
No, okay, let's go. And I kind of
Yeah.
make that sort of sign with your face when you tilt it to the side, kind of like let's go.
Yeah, Bastille raised his hands like, okay. Don't hurt me.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Dunderbell just exhales loudly and opens her eyes and goes, "Well, it was nice when it lasted." Stands
Well,
up.
was she playing with water as well, or what?
No,
Oh,
she was
just,
just she
sitting
was
there.
literally just listening to the water crash. That was all on the
Wow.
rocks.
Oh, bless her.
Um,
But no, we've got work to do. Arya's
Get
gonna
out the beach.
stand put until she sees everybody else move, and just to make sure we don't lose somebody on the way,
yeah, sure.
or leave anything behind or anything.
Yeah, the docks are pretty easy to
Okay,
find as well because this is a city at a cliff, and you just follow the cliffside down to when it hits the water.
Makes sense.
You get to see the sea. I haven't
you'd-
seen the sea.
I just
Oh.
kind of
We get to smell the sea. That's the best thing.
I just kind of look at her and it's like, you've never seen the sea, like, especially when you look at how much water there is and stuff on the map. It's quite incredible.
Mm.
And then obviously thinking about how much boat travel Crumbar has been on in his life,
Mm.
it's just that's very unique.
What? Oh,
No, our
okay.
traveling has been quite unique. We have probably traveled more than most people do in their lifetime by now.
Dunderbell looks at
What's
everybody
the
and goes,
point?
"I've never
What's the
seen the
point?
sea."
Look, I mean, I've seen water. I know what water is. I live on a lake. I just haven't seen the sea.
I
Just
just nod towards you, in agreement, and kind of don't mind him Crumbar silly. But no, we've traveled a lot more than most people do, so it's really not that uncommon that maybe some people haven't been near the sea and just been near lakes and forests and villages and cities that don't have the sea.
I just look at Dunderbella and Surreal.
Cyril, yes, she's been there the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Serene,
Oh.
and just look at them both and go, just remember to take a deep breath when you're there.
I'm not going in the sea, Dr. Bella says.
And Crumbar just like laughs like that, and then
Oh, I might.
Aye, but you're tall, Dr. Bella says, like almost to herself.
Okay, shall we go? I want to see the sea.
Mhm.
Just want to keep.
I'm giving you guys warning. If any of you guys like get yourself in a nasty situation, I'm totally making myself into some sort of like marine creepy crawly
Horse.
pull your ass back to the shore.
Seahorse, yes.
Yeah.
What was
I
that?
can be a giant one then, yeah.
Riz, what were you going to say?
Keep an eye out for any blacksmiths or anyone that sells and buys in weapons.
Sure, yeah.
On the thing.
I mean, again, you'll find not so much like a blacksmith, but you'll find like weapon vendors. Yes, in the fancy part of town, because it'll just be shops that obviously have bought stock from blacksmiths, to present in fancy, boxes to nobles that want to buy their, son a coming of age sword. But the closer you get to the docks, you'll find like,
I got a coming of age sword.
yeah, you did. Yep.
Oh, seriously, I did.
Yeah, I believe you. There's no doubt there. I know I have one tone and I use it for, being genuine and sarcastic at the same time. However, even saying that genuinely sounded sarcastic. I heard it, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, now you'll find actual blacksmiths at the docks, more so than you would in the upper city, if you will.
You'd likely get more money for the sellers, right? For the people that sell and the fine weaponry instead of the ones that make
It's
it.
probably more expensive in the shops up here, yeah. If that's what you're asking. If you were selling things and it was worth them buying, then yes, they'd probably, if you can put on a good enough sales pitch, you could probably get more money for it, yeah.
So I think I'm gonna just leave you guys and head up to
A shop?
Yeah, if you guys are
2 peas and a knee.
To the docks.
Okay.
Yeah, a shop.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So you're gonna boost away? Are you gonna tell them, or just make your way there?
I'll catch you guys at the docks. I'll not catch you guys. I'll meet you at the docks shortly, and then I'll catch you. I'll catch everyone. No.
Harriet's not looking pressed, but she knows she can't stop you.
Is that one way or another? I'll find you. I'll get you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see what you did there. I love that song.
Yeah, me too. And Dundra shakes her head and she goes, "Don't get lost." And that's it. That's all you get from her.
I'll smile at that.
She does that thing where she kind of does an almost double take when you smile at her, and then kind of shakes her head and walks off.
I'm becoming a person. She's shocked by that.
He can talk.
Oh, with emotions. Yeah. I'm feeling like a real person.
He's not just a walking spear. What? And read into
Hello,
that if you
I
will.
am true man.
You can trust me.
Why did you say that so weird? Trust me.
He's the snake from.
Trust in me. Yes. Ka. You mean Ka?
Thank
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson. Because obviously, who better to play
Oh yeah,
a snake person than Scarlett Johansson? I don't know where I'm going with that, other than
Don't
she's
really
obviously
like
the
that one.
best cast person for any role in any movie.
Scarlett Johansson as everyone.
So when somebody put up their fan casting of the Netflix Avatar TV show, and I was like, so Scarlett Johansson for all of them? Then? Yeah? Especially given the ethnicity of the cast? Yeah, sure. Perfect. No shade to you, Scarlett. I liked you in Ghost World, and also Lost in Translation. And if you want to come play D&D with us, why not?
Please do.
I'm sure she would.
Sure.
On Twitter.
Yeah, sure. We'll just somebody tweet Scarlett Johansson and send her an invite to the Friday game. I mean, considering the sequel of this game, we did invite Vin Diesel to play, and he never ever got back to us. Which was very sad. But anyway,
I think he was busy with Fast and the Furious 17 or something like that.
probably. But anyway, so meanwhile, in this game, in this time, so you just head off to the docks. Riz buggers off to a shoppe, and yeah, I think. What's a catchy shop name? Let's think.
The Hungry Elephant.
No. It's an interesting shop name, but
The Happy Badger. I don't know why I'm thinking of emotions and animals.
that's fair. Shop name generator weapons. There we go. Let's see. Let's see what we get. So I'm gonna read some of these out from the generator. So we've got Smelt My Hearth, which I love. God, that's such a good name. So dumb. Because it's like melt my heart. It's very,
Hello?
very clever. Hello. He's gone. I assume all you can hear me. So yeah. We've then got Hot Stuff, Sword in the Stone, Balls of Fire, Hammer and Metal, By Hammer and Hand, Phoenix Fire, the Phoenix Forge, the Hot Ticket, and the Metal Petal. And I think the Metal Petal is winning.
The
That's
Metal Petal
badass.
is
I like that one.
amazing.
Yeah, because it sounds like the most nobly version of that possible. So, there we go. You find a shop called the Metal Petal. I'll write this down.
Fancy wares, right? Each sword is like a flower.
Pretty much, yeah. Unique in its own way. Wait, that's Snowflake. Damn it, we've got the wrong name.
See, while I leave, they're changing the guys.
Yeah.
Changing it. Wow, they're really quick at this stuff.
Aye, money makes the world go round, right?
The neighbour's copying it. God damn you, Jeffers.
Yep.
So I enter regally and proud. No, I enter sleeky and sneaky.
Roll sneaky.
I just enter. I
Yeah.
just enter this room.
I normally enter the store normally.
Completely normally.
Okay.
What do I see here?
Do you say that to the people in the shop? Or?
What am I seeing, shopkeep?
It'd probably just say greetings going in. Like,
I mean,
Yeah, but it's like swords and stuff, or any.
yeah, like so the woman behind the counter who has like almost met you halfway across the floor to greet you and then stopped before she's got there and looked you up and down. She goes, "Oh, it's cold weather that's been coming in this morning." They say just to gauge who you are.
Yeah, and I'll take down my hood, to reveal my face that is normal and elven.
So you're doing like my face.
And I'll say, "Is it?" And then I'll just smile.
And she kind of looks you up and down. She goes, "You're so wrapped up." And she like waves her hands vaguely at your attire. Forgive me. How may I help? Welcome to the Metal Petal. Is it a gift for yourself or one of your children?
It is not a gift. I wish to sell something.
Oh, how novel.
And I will present this. I think you described it last time as it was quite a beautiful golden sword.
Like a very ornate scimitar, right?
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
From the goblin.
For a minute there, I was like, "Bitch, if you stole my sword and not gold."
Surprise! 10 gold pieces sold.
Slides it over. God forged, don't you know?
Yeah, really cheap sale there. All I want is a coffee. An upper coffee.
It's very cold outside, you see. Just a coffee. It's complimentary. Yeah, but I'll give you the sword for it.
So I'll present this sword like across both hands, and offer it to her.
Yeah, and she goes, please. And she steps to the side and then like kind of gestures to like one of the countertops. She's not going to hold a sword, basically. She motions to that. She's very well dressed as well. Definitely not what you would call fully practical as a shopkeep. More like definitely not a blacksmith vibe at all either. There's a lot of like long velvet display boxes in this place, you know, where swords clearly are gifted in very beautiful packaging and probably never wielded or put in a scabbard. So yeah, and she's dressed more like she should be attending a, you know, I guess a business meeting more so, I guess, than attending a shop. So she definitely like the face, if you will, of the shop experience. And she says, "This is a very unique looking piece. We don't normally buy them in from anyone but our." And she like kind of gets almost like drawn into the thing as she's like leaning over the counter to like pick up the little kind of eyeglass thing that she's got. She doesn't finish her thought. She mostly just starts looking over the weapon. She goes, "It's definitely seen some battle by the looks of things." She kind of like looks up at you curiously.
Yes, well, I don't want to speak for any of your wares here, but this sword has a history and a past, which is the same thing. In brackets. History, brackets, past. And it was wielded by a great hobgoblin swordsman.
I think she says the equivalent of God's gracious, you know, which is her saying goodness gracious me, but in her way. She looks down at it and she goes, you're not a hobgoblin though."
I'm not.
And she kind of like
This hobgoblin
nods.
tried to hurt me, and so that needed to be ended.
She kind of like gives you a look, like she has understood what you were saying,
Yes.
but she's still wondering how to take that information. And she says, "Oh, it's a very fine piece. This hobgoblin, you say, must have been of some rank and notoriety to have wielded something so decorative, I must say, rather than necessarily practical. Yet," and she like shakes her head as if still staring at the thing, then kind of goes back to looking at where she stopped looking over the blade with her eye kind of glass, taking it in.
Well, I would say his rank was most peculiar. I could tell you where he came from, but I don't think you'd believe me.
She looks up at you and she says, "Well, it's one of those afternoons, it seems, you know, a cold weather elf dressed promptly in my store presenting hobgoblin arms, it seems." She looks up and then looks back down at the blade, and then kind of stands up and like straightens like her outfit out and says, "I feel like if I knew the tale, I would perhaps be swayed in ways I am eager to find out the purpose of this visit beyond." And kind of nods at you as if to say, "Don't tell me something, because I might not want to buy it then."
Or she won't want to buy it if...
Well, she's basically implying that you might put her off the sale if she knows too much
okay.
about its origins, right?
I thought she might...
Like saying, "Would you like this TV? It's very cheap. It was stolen by me moments ago." You know? Like, yeah, there's layers to depth that she's willing to accept, and, you know, you can't zone of truth her if she doesn't know, right?
That kind of way, it's like you wouldn't buy a weapon that has also been used in a crime, so...
Yeah.
And she kind of looks at you kind of curiously to see where you're going next, because, I mean, you could be a cop for all she knows.
Yeah, like undercover. Will you buy this?
Yeah, the Elf.B.I. There you go. I know it's terrible. I know. I said it anyway. So, she's staring at you, waiting for your response to that.
Well, if you don't want to know, then that's fine with me also.
She kind of nods and she goes, "I think it's best merely for the resale opportunities. I would hate to flavour my sales pitch." She just smiles briefly at you.
Well, I'm drawn in by that. What if the sales pitch included a flying castle? I don't want to go in America a little bit.
Yeah. Let's bring a bit of America here. She looks and goes, a flying castle? She says,
One
like,
of a kind.
incredulously. And she goes, I couldn't even fathom one. Never mind the idea of more. She shakes her head.
I'll just leave it as that.
And then, like, I think
Sorry,
maybe there's like a 30
understand.
seconds of like nothing. Then, as she's kind of expecting more, and then there's nothing. And she goes, the piece, however, I wouldn't be able to resell it in its current condition. And then she kind of like gets you to like lift the blade up a bit to kind of tilt the blade edge up the way from the table, like the way she motions with her hands. And then she gets like a quill or something nearby that she can run along the blade that isn't her finger, and she runs it along, and it's just the tiny nicks that obviously are the signs of this is seen combat on the blade. And she says, if it were to have been unblemished, and she kind of like nods slowly at you, it would appear to have seen less of a life outside its resale value. She nods slowly again at you, as if, do you get my drift? Is Riz picking up what she's putting down?
Yeah, like she won't make a profit on it, really, right? She won't make much money.
Well, she's saying that
Time.
she can't really sell it if it looks like it's already been out in the world, and if it looks like it's
Yeah.
new, she can sell it.
Just out of curiosity, how much would this blade fetch, brand new?
And then she says, if, and she like uses the quill to kind of gesture to the points that are specifically in need of buffing out. She says, if these were to be worn down, if you will, smoothed away, as it were, and we gave it a good clean, she motions to some slightly different coloured metal patches that are clearly just dried blood. She goes, and then Ryan quickly goes and looks at the price of a scimitar.
Oh, he does that. Like, maybe that's something Bastille could do for you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Or like any blacksmith could just
Yeah,
sharpen it, right?
Whoa,
Literally.
I'm
That's
not
the
any
cheaper though.
blacksmith. I'll do it right.
What are you trying to say with the blacksmith quality of Tyrell?
They're all Bastille. Oh, they all look like me. Damn.
She kind of nods and she goes, depending on its condition when returned, I'd say it could be resold for maybe 100 gold to the right family.
What the flying castle?
Okay. Just out of curiosity, guys, how much are you like making money? Like, how much are you selling stuff for? I feel this is low for a 9th level character, right?
Yeah,
No.
Bastille's reaction.
I think what they're saying is, we have
Right.
never thought about making money before.
yeah. That's a good idea though. I need money. We should start doing
Okay.
5 gold to my name.
Okay. Fair play. 100 gold's
And
pretty
you're in a very expensive city. Now she is
Yeah.
saying that she will sell it for that. She's not saying she'll buy it for that.
Yeah, okay.
Because you asked her what she would sell it for.
Yeah, I did. Okay. And how much would you buy it for if these nicks were resolved?
It all depends on the quality of the work that was done to the blade upon purchase, shall we say. If you return with the blade in a condition I could resell, I could offer more, for I would have to do less to make the sale. She kind of nods,
Very well.
as if that makes perfect sense. Yes, she's very pleased by this.
Well, I will sheath the blade and nod and thank her and say I will return.
Yes, tell your friends, Just smiles. The metal pedal.
Metal
Yes.
pedal.
He's probably both say at the same time awkwardly. Yeah.
Alright, okay. No, I'll just go. I'll bid her good day and we'll try to find the group at the docks.
Yeah, and we just have this lingering scene of her in the shop as the door closes, and she goes, "Huh, what an interesting fellow." And then goes back to nudging, display boxes, a millimeter to the left and stuff like that.
She doesn't realize, but when I switched the blade out, I gave her a massive lump of C4 explosive. She's just holding. She doesn't even realize.
It's actually just on the back of her, like in like Metal Gear Solid. It just clipped onto the back of her. Some weird square of plasticine. Yep.
Counting down. Yeah.
Yep.
Psych. Yeah. All right.
Sure. Anyway, so the team that go to the docks use pass many a blacksmith and many an inn. What's the plan?
I'm just writing things down I want to do.
Okay,
So
sure.
you guys go first. You still trying to find out.
Well, we still haven't found ours.
No.
So, are we going to continue the search for ours?
I don't think it's worth it. They can come and go as they please. They can teleport. They
Yeah,
can fly
no worries.
space.
Yeah, I think
Right.
they can find us at one
Yeah.
point, but we
Let-
still need to find a place to stay.
Yeah, let's do that. Preferably in a shitty little pub somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it would be a tavern because in it. So,
I mean, it can be a combo, yes. Some kind of inn tavern. Some tavern inn. Yep.
Come in.
A tavern inn. The tavern inn. No.
friendly duckling.
Let's get a tavern generator. We'll get you the name of a place. Random inn and tavern generator. Okay, let's go for this. What's this gonna have? I think the... So this is funny, because apparently there is a rumours section of this, and here is the rumour it suggested. That's funny.
Interesting.
I'm just going to share this page entirely just to prove that that was a thing that was on the page, in case you thought I just randomly
It's like
typed
some
it.
5G retelling of our journey.
It's like we're just mad. I'm not going to use this place, obviously, because that's mad. But still, that was weird. Damn 5G, giving me COVID, writing down all my thoughts. Right, okay, so this is going to be called the... Man, these are terrible names, actually. So I'm going to read you these names now. The Dynamic Snowball Tavern. What the fuck is that?
Dynamic snowball.
That's interesting. The Future Turkey Inn. The Careful Stone Bar, which I quite like. The Cold Shoe Inn, which I quite like. The Filthy Termite. The Royal Gang. The Longing Stars. The Unarmed Piano is possibly my favourite.
The unarmed piano is amazing.
Which is great because, yep, that's a thing. I'll just pop that in.
What does that
And then
mean?
the Pathetic Hill Tavern and the Drunken Chicken Bar. So, I feel like...
The unarmed piano.
I like a few of those.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be between the Drunken Chicken or the Unarmed Piano.
Unarmed piano.
I like filthy termites. 'cause
Really?
they like to annoy and pester Cyril.
I mean, the thing is, though, Cyril didn't name these places after what she thinks of you, luckily. Because it could be the Unarmed Piano, for that matter, if that was the case.
What does that mean? Is that
I think-
like what's that?
No, it's just nonsense.
Oh.
Random words put together.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's like the Unarmed Piano. Ah, yeah, my piano's unarmed, wouldn't yours be? You know?
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Okay.
Oh my god, these other ones are terrible as well, but by that I mean obviously great. Let me share these ones as well with you, because man, they're good. Like, here we go, here's the other ones, I'm just going to send them as a bulk. Those are all great. All of them. Like, the Faint Fox, the Whimsical Worker Tavern, the Equal Skunks Inn, the Misty Pegasus Inn, the Vagabond Or, the Embarrassed Heart, which is great, the Dapper Squid Bar, which is my favourite,
I like
the
that
Wet,
the best.
the Wet Ice, the Wicked Owl, and the Latin Pony Inn. Yeah, the Dapper Squid is excellent, isn't it?
It's too good.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll add that to the short list, and I'm not going to generate any more names. It's going to have to be the Unarmed Piano, the Drunken Chicken, or the Dapper Squid.
Because we're on the C bit, right?
Yeah, the docks. which is why these are the names.
What about? What about?
What about what?
You like this?
Is it
What about the drunken piano?
he just mixed them all together? Yeah.
Yeah, because a drunken piano would just be like really badly, like one of those pianos that play itself, but it like is playing really
Counterpoint.
badly.
Also words.
No, that's the name of our adventuring group.
I was trying to get a squid pro quo in there again, but I couldn't. Sadly, it wasn't to be. But yes, those three places can just exist on the docks because I like all three of them. I'm not gonna lie, so you can tell me which one you go to.
I like the idea of the unarmed piano because it makes me feel like I can go there and beat up a piano.
Oh, that's two for the unarmed piano so far. So
Ooh.
the unarmed
Alright, let's go there.
piano. Yeah. Then we've got
Where's this piano?
the drunken
I wish to punch it.
chicken and then the dapper squid. That's so good. Because it's almost like an insult to the rest of High Rock, that one.
What one?
The dapper
Oh,
squid.
yeah.
Like, it's really good. But yeah, anyway, they all exist because they're all great.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can just go on a pub crawl. Fuck it.
Okay, let's go through all of them.
Great. I'll just get my NPC fucking novel out. Wait, they're all owned by one guy! It's a circular bar in the middle of some kind of weird trinity of bars.
No wonder we get fuck all done.
Yes, I agree. Speaking of that though, while you decide what bar is good to go to, let's have a break for 15 minutes and we'll come back at 9:30 and we will return. Goodbye everybody for now.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so I think we're back, and I think I need to adjust my camera again because every time I do this, it zooms out.
I can't see you yet.
Sucks to be you. I can see me anytime I want.
Yay, there's a Ryan.
Hello, it's me, that guy. That needs to wash his hair, shave, dye his hair, get some kind of sun about my face, and just generally try and look human again. Yeah.
Nah, humans are overrated.
Winter Ryan just slowly looks more and more like he belongs in the ground. That's all. It's just the truth, to be honest. I'm aware. But yes, anyway, good hello and welcome back to part 2 of session 76 of Keepers of the Golden Gate. 15th of January, 2021, Ryan the GM, players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I play Bastiel, the Warforged cleric.
Hi, I'm Scott. I am drinking a fine wine, playing Crumbar, the half-orc paladin.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play Riz the Oven Monk.
Hi, I'm Callie. I play Serene, the Furbo Granger.
Yatta. And all the rest of the characters I play. Right, so I believe we were going to go to the Squid Piano Chicken Inn, which was otherwise known as the Unarmed Piano.
Yes.
Yes. Did you also see the random generator that I used for the first time ever today? And apparently it tells me that the proprietor of this place is a young male. The guy is missing an arm and is clothed in a tunic with draconic inscribings. He appears to be nervous, regularly taps his foot when annoyed. And that's perfect for somebody that lives in the city governed by a dragon lady. And has the unarmed piano. It's good. Really good.
Oh my god.
Armed.
It's fantastic, actually. As I said, it's the first thing I hit when I hit generate, and I'm like, perfect, done. That's who has this place.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it can't be. But apparently the casting for this episode was just young men that we went for, apparently. So, yeah, except I suppose the Metal Petal lady. She wasn't a young man, as far as we're aware. So,
Not yet.
not yet, but
Creation.
the recasting, you know. Creation, yes. Bowen?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, you head down to the slightly more lively area of High Rock. Most docks have the same kind of tones.
Is like a time skip, essentially, right? We're just waiting on Celeste. I mean,
Cyril.
we're always waiting on Celeste.
Yeah, literally, like from the beginning of the games, we're just waiting. Keep sending people your way. It's like, why does she keep talking to the new people and not any of us? Yes. Does anyone achieve anything without time skipping to when you go back several hours later? You tell me.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask Ariel, like, can I see the eye? Use the Eye of Janus, please.
Where do you wish to go?
Let's just say I need to go. I need to go back to work. I need to go back to the Golden Order.
And I'm like, but it's just there. Like, and she kind of like points to the direction in which we saw them.
Yeah, like back up to like the higher part of the High Rock. Upper High Rock, yeah.
I just kind of go a wee bit, and I'm like, yeah, not that one. The Citadel, the Golden Citadel.
I guess. I'm a bit confused as to what he wants to do, because obviously he's not really like, I don't know, alone? Is that wise? And then she kind of thinks like, you know, what wise things has Crumbar ever done?
It's like,
No, my
well,
god.
I'm like, I'll just be like, you're welcome to come with me, but kind of look around. I'm like, might be best if you stay here and keep an eye on things.
Dunderbella just gives you a look. Or yeah.
I'm giving him a look as well.
Dunderbella just looks at you and says, just goes, I don't think he should go alone.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going, but
And then just looks at Crombar,
okay.
like with a strange look on her face, and then she kind of looks over at Bastiel, Riz, and the rest. It's like Serene, and then just looks back at Arya, and like just reinforces the stare.
I just laugh.
Yep.
I just see people drinking, and I'm like, well, I basically can't do that. So why not? I've got some time.
I just laugh as well, and I'll be like, "Oh, Dondrabella, is that a date you're asking for?"
Oh, yes, say it.
Scans the room. Yep. Then
I mean, yeah, Arya would give you the eye. She's kind of afraid that you're gonna do something stupid and get yourself killed and she'll never see the eye again. But
Yeah, I just need to go do some business at the Citadel. Like literally, it's just paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go join him.
Yeah.
I would like to scan some paperwork myself there, real quick.
make some photocopies and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. I mean, she's got her little pouch like around her neck. That's like usually hidden between like layers of clothing.
Also, Riz, you can be here because by the time like
pulls it
they
out.
found the place, like you would have been there, had your entire conversation, and caught up with them, right? So you're a fast boy.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll turn her into Serena actually and be like, "So, you care to see the Golden Order?" Or
Don't know
well,
what that is,
it's
but yes.
it's kind of the driving point of what we're doing here.
Okay.
And I'll just say to her as like I'd be honored to show you around, to show you the place.
Oh, thanks. Okay. That sounds good.
And I'll just kind of like nod to Arya and then just be like, "We best do this outside." And I'll go to leave. So I'm guessing Serena and Bastille are coming with me.
And I will follow.
Yeah. Well, we can't just leave Arya alone.
No,
Can we?
She wouldn't really be alone.
She's there with Dondrabella.
And she needs to find the place for us to stay and actually keep her promise to Cerule and you know, let her know where to send us things. So we've not secured a room yet, have we?
No.
We've just went into
You've
an
went in and sat
establishment.
at a table. That is it. No drinks, no nothing.
Exactly,
Just sat at a
okay.
table, drew some looks, but then that's been it.
Yeah, okay. I'll sort out like accommodation either here or elsewhere. This is like an inn, right? The upstairs. Will
Yeah,
just
there'll
be
be. You can stay here if need be, right? How many rooms do we need now? I lose track of who's actually with
how
us
many
these
of
days.
us are.
Like the number changes
I
so
think we
often.
should find out how many rooms they have available, because you know we're just walking in and can't really expect.
I will
to have, like,
guarantee that they'll
permanent
have
access.
enough.
Well,
Fine,
we need
fine.
six beds at least.
Yeah. So, in stay per day.
God, I need a bed.
This is probably modest, I imagine. So it's 5 silver per day per person.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's what, 6 of us? Yeah, I think that's 6 of us.
So 3 gold.
5 players plus Zondrabella.
So 3 gold per day.
Yeah, I'll pay 3 gold. I'll pay the 3 gold, and
oh wow!
I'll walk
Thank
up
you.
to the barkeep or person shop. Yeah, barkeep.
Yeah, the one-armed young-looking man.
Yes, I'll nod and say greetings. I was wondering if you would happen to have some rooms available for me and my friends.
He kind of, clears his throat a little bit. Smiles and says, Luck seems to be with you. One of the ships just left port a couple of hours ago and cleared out some of the rooms.
Brilliant. And she pulls out 3 gold and says, I understand this would cover us at least for tonight, yes? For 6 rooms?
He kind of looks at you and Dondrabella and goes, a lot of stuff.
What do you mean, sorry?
There's 6 rooms, I only see the 2 of you.
Yes, we have some friends that will be joining us later on. They've gone on. a
Say
bit
no
of a
more.
bender.
Say no more. He winks. And then he takes the 3 gold. And then he...
Arya looks very confused because she wouldn't have known what he meant.
Donderbella just kind of clears her throat and like, shakes her head as if to say, don't challenge this, just accept this, And then he goes and like just takes a rack of 6 pieces of wood that've got keys attached to them off the back wall.
Arya and Roya look equally confused, but they don't say anything.
They just know. And he hands you like the 6 giant wooden key fobs. And he says, down the stairs and to the left. First 6.
Much appreciated.
He nods.
They'll make their way. And I can actually I'll give like the keys to everybody else so they know they have their keys and stuff before they leave, and then I turn towards Dondrabella and say,
I assumed the door they went
they should
outside by
go
this
back.
point, but sure, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, because I was about to be like, people know, for them to know that I secured rooms, come back here, and I was about to then like.
Well, just
say
go to them now.
Dondrabella that we
Just
should
go to them now. Have the conversation with them
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
Mhm.
I'll be like that person that gets everybody sort of like one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. Crumbar, don't lose it. Then I say, okay, so I'll go and make sure that Cyril knows where we're staying, and then I'll come back here. Okay? We'll reconvene here. And try not to stay there for too long.
We won't.
We don't know when Cyril will want to see us. So I kind of like nod and then start heading towards the
Back up.
governor's
Yeah.
mansion
Sure.
along with Dontrabella, and they go.
Yeah. Dondrabella's not going. She's going to sit at the bar.
Oh, fine, even better. Well, I'll go my own then, but I'll kind of like look towards them and be like, "How to do this?" Like, basically towards like Bastille, basically, and kind of like, as an aside, can you make sure he doesn't lose that? About the eye, obviously.
Yeah.
Not about the room key. I don't give a shit if he loses the room key. But
Yeah.
Now, here's my little aside for Shan. I mean, I think the answer is probably no, right?
Well, yeah, I know that. But he'll say, I'll do what I can. Thank you for handling the rooms.
most welcome.
And he'll say that he's looking to attempt a new spell later on. If she can come, if you have anything on your mind that you would like to ask a higher entity, I'm open to advice.
She'll kind of nod and almost like, like she's like, I would like to ask a million things, but just one. Like that sort of like expression on her face, kind of like, oh goodness, I could give her tons.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'll
she'll
reserve
just
that for
nod.
hire. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, and I want to ask Crumbar to plonk us in the archives of the Citadel. We're going there.
I'll just say to them, I'll be like, I think it's best that we go to the transport room first. Like, the room with the big teleporty circle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That way we don't risk, like, warping into anything.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So
I stop.
if
Say that again, sorry?
if
Bastille?
Jet, was Jet the one that died, or was that his friend?
Jet can't die, Jet's immortal.
Someone actually died.
So, besides Scott making up things, yes, there was like the guy that operated the teleporter room was crushed by like the caved-in building. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And Jet was in the room, just kind of being in the room.
Okay, good.
But Jet was not crushed by the room. No.
Good. We need that. We need the asset for our war.
Old man Jet. The most important NPC in the whole game, apparently.
Adra, you done with the scene? Are you by?
Basically, he's asking, did you walk away at this point, or did you have more to ask of them?
Oh no, I was just thinking like if there was anything. Basically, I already started thinking of like what to like ask the deity sort of thing, so I kind of like lost
Yeah.
myself on a trail of thoughts that way.
No, that's fine. Okay, if that's the case, then I'll just be like, everyone hold hands, and I'll just like, hold the eye in my hand and be like, I take us to the Golden Citadel, the room of teleportation, and I'll just kind of like focus on that image in my mind.
Sure, yeah. Big swirly red portal opens.
Yeah, I'm jumping. Like, whee!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So, everybody warps away except Dundrabella and Arya. Dundrabella holds fort at the bar, and Arya heads up to the governor's
Oh
mansion.
shit! I just realized something. We could have asked Dondrabella to go back to the thingy and tell Cyril where we are instead of splitting the party, because Dondrabella being split from the party
Hey,
is not
so
that
keep in mind,
problematic for.
if you want to do that, that can have happened. If you prefer that
Yeah.
outcome.
You want to do
Yeah,
that?
because like I don't want to be the one person that's not there, like
Sure.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
playing characters. A, because it makes things more difficult for you as a DM, and
Don't be
B,
daft.
because I would want to be involved, and Crumbar needs somebody to like hold him from saying
There
bad
we
things
go.
sometimes.
Right,
So
okay.
Arya's
Did it.
kind of done that historically.
If that has happened, let's just have Arya have kept the eye then.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Just
just about to type that Arya watches Crumbar hold the eye and really hopes he doesn't hold it too tightly.
Oh right, no, no, it's just it saves me adding it to my inventory and stuff, so that's fine. One less thing for me to worry about. Right, yeah, okay, so I'm right in saying that we've sent Dondrabella to Cyril's office to see if she's ready, and
To get an
all
update,
of us,
yes. And
yeah,
you've
and all
got
of
like a
us
point
have
of like
like-
reference in High
Yes, let
Rock,
us know
which
where we
is the unarmed piano by the docks. Yep.
works for me.
It's
Okay.
it's one of those armless pianos. It's really easy to spot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's one arm.
I mean,
right?
I don't know, that or it's a piano with no weapons, right? So the unarmed piano, yeah, it's weird, very weird. It's a weird place.
Maybe there's pianos that are made of weapons,
Probably.
It's not.
Whoa.
Kind of, organ banes, I guess. But anyway, so you step into the dry heat of the south. That's what happens when you
Is it
go
restored?
through the... No.
Oh,
What
fuck.
was that? Sorry.
Why would it be restored? Who's going to restore it?
Oh no, I'm assuming it's still completely.
I'm replying to Bastiel. Yeah, it's still
Well,
wrecked.
I mean, if I could do that with like fabricate, I figured someone would. Let's not
Yes,
fuck around.
you're-
We're
yes,
lazy.
fix all the golden order with the fabricate spell. Go.
Lazy. I could. Yeah.
Um,
Few days.
Okay, so I assume so I'm assuming that we've got there okay. Yes.
Yeah, you're there. There's the dry heat. A lot of dry heat. Given that you were at the coast before, with obviously the wonderful sea air, and slightly chilly weather. Given what that shopkeeper in the metal petal said, then yeah, clearly we're now completely different, and everybody's a bit uncomfortably sweaty. No.
I'll turn to Serene quickly and just say to her, I'll be like, it's normally in a better condition than this.
Yeah, so for Serene, the room that you're in, there's like a raised up big square kind of podium platformy type part that's got like kind of circular, like almost like a Stargate line down, runes carved into the ground, big teleport circle room essentially, and half of it's caved in as if this place has fell apart. All kind of sandstone and marble everywhere.
Oh no, this looks really nice. This is quite fancy.
I'll just say, thank you. Hopefully you'll see it once it's back into its proper glory. But this room is used for travel between all the It's not citadels.
Order halls.
Or yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Between all the order halls around the disc. It is a disc, isn't this
Mhm.
one? Yeah.
It is. You
I
can
was
say
to
world
say-
or cities, either or is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. But yeah, so that does a thing. But and I'll turn to Bastille and be like, "You wish to see the archives?
Quickly, yes.
Yes. Follow me then."
Thank you.
And I'll lead him to the archives.
Sure, give me a second. I'll just move us to the picture of the Golden Citadel for
Ooh.
peoples. I haven't seen it.
Woo.
It is essentially a massive city-state. This is where the Golden Order are based, officially.
This is where shit gets done.
So, you travel for quite a bit through what looks like a half-trashed city at this stage.
As probably see as we're like walking through, I'd just be like telling Cyril all about yes, this is where
Serene.
this is. Keep saying Cyril for fuck. You're gonna have to change your name, by the way. Yeah, so I'm just
Cheeky
like,
sod.
I'll recommend a change, okay? 2 wee seconds.
So yeah, so I'll just be like pointing out, like, yes, this is normally not absolute janked up to fucking stuff like that. This is blah blah blah, and I'll explain about how the dragons attacked it, and that's why it's all fucked.
So he's brought you to somewhere that was attacked by dragons, is what he's told you.
Huh. Great. Are they still here?
Looks like it.
No, we seen to that. And I'm quite boastful about that. Like, I slayed a dragon, bitch. Yeah.
Well, technically, we did have some extremely strong backup, if you recall.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Arya just looks at you like she could melt you with her eyes.
Keep in mind, she does have heat metal, and you are metal. Yeah.
Would that just give him a warm fuzzy or something? Like, can they
No.
actually take heat damage?
It would be
I
bad.
think heat metal would fuck me
Yeah,
up,
it would
like,
wreck
big
him.
time.
It
It's
would
gonna
be
Warforged build.
it would be the worst spell to cast on him that isn't just dismantle Warforge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Arya just shakes her head like somebody that's, been around small children for too long that day.
Mhm.
And says, "That's not what I meant, and you know it. I do appreciate your assistance, though."
Yeah.
And,
Per that NPC that really did lift their own weight, in that scene. But fuck them, I guess.
yes. Because if I'm not mistaken, that is when Candrel
Candir, yeah,
popped up.
Candir.
and
Do you want to
Candir-
roll, Serene?
Bloody
Do you want to roll
fucking
for
hell.
me insight actually? And
Oh, okay.
yeah, we'll get you to roll dice. I know, scary concept in my games.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. Imagine rolling. Okay, perfect. You can tell they are definitely leaving out a lot of information from the story about them defeating dragons,
Okay.
easily to the point where perhaps in your you're obviously your village and whatnot, and your kind of civilization, your corner of the world. You're maybe used to perhaps younger warriors being a bit more zealously embellishing of the tale of when they caught a possum.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're doing the opposite, right?
Yeah, they slayed the dire possum, or whatever it happened to be. It was the size of two trees. Yeah.
It's like now I'm wondering if there were even dragons,
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it came from
some really big lizards.
Yeah, and I think your insight roll at the group is basically just Arya clearly knows what happened, and the other two are clearly trying to up their rep with you, and that's the vibe that you're getting. Yeah, we killed dragons, yeah, and it was all thanks to me. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Riz, I'm assuming you don't care about what they're dialoguing because you've seen shit with them already.
Yeah.
Like, you were in a crashing castle from the sky, so the
Yeah,
idea that
yeah,
you've
yeah.
appeared in a wrecked castle isn't that surprising to you.
Exactly. This is tame.
Yeah. This is already on the ground. That's a good start.
Yeah, exactly. No Indra around to save us.
Yeah, right. Damn it.
Oh, God.
Well. So, yeah, like you eventually get to the big courtyard of the citadel. Obviously, like at the far side of it, you'd get to like the big library of the citadel. What's the plans? Where does everybody want to go?
Run
I
in.
look towards Grumbar and ask why we're here.
I'll just turn to her and was like, "You remember Jet?"
Yes.
I need to speak to him about some matters. He has
Crumbar, I have
information.
divination. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Didn't want to scare the fellow.
I'll share with you the map from the last time they were here, right? So this obviously has not been dated to update, but it is.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot more fire.
There.
There was a lot of fire beforehand. It's been cleared since, but yeah,
Dragons.
yeah. So yous are
Been
like
cleared since.
yous are down the yous would be down at the bottom of the map area, coming into the open courtyard. It's all enclosed, etc. But this is like the most open air part that yous have seen. So yeah, and no people around, oddly.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Extinct.
Yeah.
They're extinct. Shut up, Bastille. I mean, there will be a time in this game you can legitimately say that, so long as nobody dismantles you. But until that day,
Got eradicated. I'm joking. Okay.
did you
Yeah,
forget to
this place
slide
is
your glasses
normally-
up your nose? Yeah.
This place is normally bustling with people, right?
I mean, it's so. This is like a
The
like
Citadel.
it is like a city, right? This place it is essentially the order. This is the Grand Order Hall, if you will. This is the Golden Citadel. It's known as, and this
Yeah.
is where the Paladins rule from, if you will. It's basically their mega barracks. You know, it's their Vatican City, if you will. It's yeah. This is where the Golden Order exist. This is their main shtick, and you've not passed any people yet.
So I'm just going to say to Crumbar, is this normal? There being no one around?
And I just kind of like, huff at that and be like, of course not. This we're all the order are currently away at the breach, fighting it. Sorry, like fighting the horrors that come out of it.
Good to know, like, normal people live here?
No, not they didn't really, did they, Ryan?
So there are obviously people that work in the Citadel that are not paladins specifically. They
Yes.
are staff of the Golden Order, but not paladins of the Golden Order. And yeah, there are hundreds of them. Yes,
But they're not.
you have
there
seen
anymore.
nobody.
I'm-
Remember all those
Where are
people
they?
that you and the gang and Zadrek and all that were trying to defend last time? You know, from the attack. Yeah, like the place was full of them.
So can I assume that they have left after the after
You
the
can
attack?
definitely assume that, given that you've seen none of them.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just say that. Then it'd be like after the dragons attacked, a lot of them have. Well, all of them have fled.
And is there nothing of value here? No one to protect it?
Nothing of value can be taken from here.
It was like, challenge accepted.
Let me take one of those fucking spires from
Yeah. A spire is nothing more than a large spear. I'm proficient.
everything cycles back to a spear.
Oh dear.
But yeah, and
Interesting.
I'll be like, anyway,
Freud would think
wait,
Riz was interesting
I'm
with
like-
that type of mentality. Yeah.
Like we're wasting time. That's
Oh yeah, I feel like we're basically in a race against Cyril. Yeah.
Dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll be like, let's head to the Citadel. Let's take Bastille.
Crumbar's
down to
drunk. You know, he's got lost.
Yeah.
The library is what you mean, right?
that way. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping Jet will be there as well. If not, I'm gonna go a wee wander to try and find them.
Cool. Yep.
On the way there, he's just going to quickly kind of brief everyone because he's in a rush now. We need, as long as we're at the Citadel, he's going to mention some key points that others could help with. It was the remnant from the Old Kingdom. Remember, Justoria said the fourth is no match for the second. We could look into that.
So Justoria didn't say that.
connected.
That was Vishal that said
Oh, yeah,
the
Vishal said
fourth
that.
child is no match for the second child because originally it was technically the third child. I got that wrong. It's the
Yeah.
fourth child.
The keep is connected to the overworld. Place where is and might have been a gateway to the gods. What was the other thing? That's about it.
Yeah, I want to try to find anything on the Shadow guy, Prince of Shadows as well, which is
Yeah.
unlikely, but who knows?
Like that, Riz leans over the parchment and goes, and yes, shadows. Anything about that?
Anything about
Thing.
shade.
Shadows are dark.
Are they greyish or black?
Okay, yeah. So you have this chat on the way to the Citadel Library. You get there, big double doors, obviously. I push them open.
Closed.
Oh, you can just. Of course, they are closed. Before they weren't born in a barn. And then doors obviously open. As I said, this place is like clearly the Golden Citadel was well made because besides the parts that seem to have been trashed near the courtyard area, like the kind of more central parts are like immaculate and clean and like white marble and highly polished and gold gilded and like well scented, right? Like this place is, yeah, almost like a super expensive wealthy church.
Okay.
Odd that, considering this is probably the biggest church to the Great Gold Worm.
Religious hub. Yeah.
Well, it's probably the biggest single religious building in the world, to be honest. Even if it's more of a war barracks city. But yeah.
Space Marines.
Yeah, sure. Starship Troopers. We'll just say random things now. Need to know more intensifies. Yeah. Oblong, yes. So, you get there, open the doors, and then a bullet lightning hits the side of the door. And you just hear some incoherent yelling as you just push the door open.
Yelling.
So like, and I'll just like yell up, and I'll just be like, "Who dares attack a paladin in his home?"
And you just hear the paladin, show yourself. In a sharp tone.
And you know that way I'll just kind of like walk out, like arms. I mean, for lack of a better term, that kind of square goal look of walking out, like, here I am.
Crumbar enters the
don't know.
wrestling ring. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll translate for others.
I have the thing.
Yeah, I understand.
I think we all get what a wrestler entering the ring is like when you
Yeah.
walk down. I like this version personally.
Yeah.
So
Perfectly.
golden. So golden.
That is Crumbar's fucking tea. Yes.
I was gonna look for somebody actually walking down to the ring, and then I saw that and went, well, it has been answered the call. So anyway, yes, you get to the the door you enter in.
Can't beat Ric Flair. Yeah, sorry.
It just looks like Leslie Nielsen. Anyway, so as you naked orc your way into this room, and you see the lore keeper. Obviously, with lightning crackling around his hand as he stares at you. He's like, why are you here?
Is this someone I would know?
Yeah, it's Dane Valthiel, the Lore Keeper of the Citadel.
She's
By the
that's
nine.
the dwarf, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's an elf.
Aw.
An elf. Who was the dwarf?
That was Broga, the quartermaster come assistant
That's
to Zedreka. Yes. Yep. No, Dane Valthiel. Yes. I'll throw the name.
Yeah, I just say to her, I was like, huh,
Him.
what a... Is that him?
It is, yes. This is the guy that gave Eric the spare clothes and the book.
Oh, this guy! Yes, it's coming back now.
Mhm.
I'll just look at him and just be like, oh, what a warm welcome. Well, I have business with Jet, and I'll gesture towards Bastille and be like, my friend here needs to use our archives.
He goes, friends? Show them. Because obviously you're the only one that's come in the library.
Step in a rush.
He looks you up and down and his eyes tint blue when he does that, right? And he looks you up and down. And he goes, how peculiar. And then his eyes
Well
slightly,
travelled.
his eyes dim again. And he goes, yes, that has been noted, his absence.
What was that, sorry?
Dane said that has been noticed, his absence, which was the reply to Bastille saying, yes, Crumbar's well travelled.
I want to step in shadows.
And
if
on
that's
that,
okay.
sorry, on that reply.
Yes, it's a very well lit building entirely. You will struggle
Yeah.
in the Golden Citadel to find shadows. Like, weirdly though,
They know my weakness.
no, I'm saying like if you actively look for them though, you will note that is odd, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like this place, like you haven't seen candles anywhere, but it's lit, right? You know what I'm saying? Not like the kids. Oh man, this is lit.
Close.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just.
It's lit.
Mhm. I know I age with every word I say. I know.
Like, use on the Facebooks. Yeah, I'll just say it's like back to him. I'll be like, you know, I would be at the breach if I could be. Right now, I am working on closing it, which means being away.
How is your progress going with that? He says like
It's
very
fine.
like curious, right? Like he's genuinely interested. Like, is that going? Please let that be going. Is the tone he has?
Yeah, I'll just say it's like it's why I'm here. I need to speak. I need help from Jet. Have you seen him around?
Just shakes his head as if nonsense. It's just the look he has on his face. And then almost as if like,
Wait.
wow, you need Jet to seal
Oh.
the breach. Then he's just immediately lost
Sorry.
interest in you.
On that, I'll be like, I'll just kind of almost that kind of witness me. I'll just put my armor on.
Silver spray paint, that powdered silver that you bought.
Yeah,
Witness
I
me.
and I'll just be like that. It's like, did you know the golden worm is being captured? And I'll just like stand there like shining, like, bitch.
So the scene is that you turn to him. Do you activate your armor? Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Just get the molten gold look about you, and then you say, "Did you know the golden worm is captured?" And he kind of goes, "What in the hells are you speaking of?"
Odyssea has been captured. And
Okay. He just like, the equivalent of just guffaws at that.
Not captured, imprisoned. We'll say
He
that.
just goes "Pfft," and looks to the side as if nonsense. He says, "Who would capture a god?"
That is what I'm trying to find out. He visited me in a vision.
He's not so imprisoned then, is he, Crombar?
Oh, he is. There's an
Then,
there
like,
is
as Crumbar's talking, he like walks closer and walks around, so he's not use outside the library doors can now see him, and he goes, "Well, stop standing in the hall and just come."
Majestic.
Hello.
Hello. He looks like almost like he's saying it automatically and then shocked as he finishes the sentence. Like, "Hello." Not necessarily expecting to see a furbolg, He goes, Crumbar, these are not the people you had before. Where is the cat and the man? He looks at you and he turns and goes, I recognize you. And like just waves his hand.
I want to quote Bender. Just tap my chest twice and say I'm 40% cat.
I'll
Nobody gets that reference, sadly, in this world. Also horrible if you were.
I get the Futurama reference. I love it.
No, I do too, but nobody in this universe would.
Oh right, okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Get you. Right, okay.
Dane doesn't get meta humor.
God damn it! I thought they were meant to be a lore master. Right. Anyway, I will just say to them, it's like, as you're well aware, soldiers and company come and go.
And he goes, yes, how regrettable. He says, like, almost, regretting asking in the first place, if you know what I mean.
What's more regrettable is that you're not taking my comments about Odysseus seriously.
And he kind of looks at you and he goes, I asked a serious question in reply. Who would have captured our god?
That is why I'm here. I need Jet to help confirm the location.
He kind of just he looks at you like you've gone mad, right? And he's like, how are we at that stage of your explanation already? And not at the preceding explanation? And he does that thing with his hands where he's pointing out the invisible timeline where he's pointing to the part that you've skipped for him. And he looks at the rest of you looking for some kind of has he gone mad look that he shares to everybody else.
Of course I'm mad.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, in that case, just to get this guy out of the way, let's see. Can you half cast a spell without actually doing it? Can you start to do it?
No, you can use your action to ready a spell, but that uses the spell even if you don't. Right? So you can prepare to go, I'll hold lightning bolt, and then if you don't use it, it's still gone.
Will it do any visual effect?
I mean, probably, right? Probably.
Okay, then in that case, fuck it, I'll just burn the slot. In response to who could imprison our god or who would imprison our god, I'll say another god, and I'll hold divination, so it looks like my eyes, I can see through the realms, and I can, peer through the cosmos.
I mean, arguably you could do it with guidance if you wanted, right? You could just glow a bit, right? Don't you have any cantrips that light up stuff?
Yeah.
No?
Just flourish.
I mean, Thaumaturgy would be your best friend here. That'd have been great. Because Thaumaturgy is the thing you're trying to do, really. Sadly, the Gandalf deep speech moment. Yeah. But yeah, you can look threatening with a cantrip, I think, more so than just wasting a high level slot.
Well, I want to convince him that I'm capable of seeing these things, and I'm a trustworthy. I could change.
Yeah, but ultimately, it looks more threatening than it would convey competence, right?
I won't try to intimidate him. We'll get arrested.
Well, I mean, he definitely looks like somebody that spent a lot of time in a library. I'll give you that much. More so than the giant metal construct that you are. However, you could also use a cantrip and use words to then back up the cantrip's effect. I don't need you to waste a high-level slot unless you were saying, let me cast Dream Vision, where you come in a wander with me and I explain the stories,
I have three. I have 3 4th level slots.
Cool. Well, as soon as you go to cast it then, if that's what you want to do, right? If you want to commit to that, yeah? He will just counterspell you and say, do not threaten me, man of metal.
And I will look at Bastille and I kind of what the fuck are you trying kind of thing.
Keep in mind, when the door opened there, lightning bolt hit it. And I didn't just say, lightning lure. I said lightning bolt hit it. The door frame. Because the idea that somebody opened the door to the library that he was in when he wasn't expecting anybody else to be around. Zap, boom. Then he obviously is Crumbar led with, I'm a paladin. He went, a paladin? Show yourself. Did you skip that bit? Yeah, look, he's definitely a caster. Yes.
Yeah. But the look I'm trying to give Bastille now is that kind of, if you were to aggravate him, I will take his side as he is a member of my order and you are not, kind of thing.
It's like when you take your friend over to your parents' house and then your friend makes a joke that's a bit like out with the stories you've told your parents, so you give them that look like, shut up. As you stand trying to body check your parents so they don't understand that you were fully complicit in the story your friend just told but you've never told your parents. Yeah. Only imagine it about the librarian and loyalty.
I will turn back round to Brainy Boy and be like, I'll
You've
basically
got his
just
name already.
I'll
Dean.
describe the whole scenario of Visiony Quest style of meeting the JGW and how obviously I seen that an Janus was binding him in these weird ethereal chains, and I tried to break it. And I'm going to question him on if he's heard of such restraint magic before, and if he knows of any way to break
This
it.
guy doesn't know shit about magic. He counterspelled divination. Fuck him. I hate this guy. This guy can fucking die in hell.
Do it, man.
And arguably he's the
There's a
closest
fucking ring of
proximity
fire
wise.
on his archive.
Shit!
Well, there we go. Your robot self-destructed.
Sorry, I just spelt wine.
Oh wow, I couldn't have seen that coming.
That's
Right, so you recount the adventures of Crumbar fell asleep and woke up made of gold. Sure.
Mhm.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said, I'll ask him about if he knows of any kind of binding spell. Yeah, aye, binding's the right word. Like, yeah, like if he knows of any binding spells that I've described, and if he knows of any ways to counter them.
Yeah. Obviously, giving Bastille a wary look and then listening to your lengthy tale as you recount all of it, he says, "So you are telling me that you, of all the paladins in danger, you're the one that the Great Gold Worm has reached out to through a dream?"
Is that so hard to believe?
Yes.
Well,
He just like nods like very definitively. Yes, that is quite difficult to believe, in fact, that you, amongst all of us who would be more in need of that, like our High Commander who's still missing, and our acting High Commander who is in need of any help she can get.
well, sorry to.
The apology is not required, he just kind of like dismisses that straight away. He says, as for your binding problem, there are many spells that bind. However, none as you describe it so specifically. This eye that you speak of, this god trinket. He shakes his head again, like and like holds his chin, like he's genuinely curious about it. He goes, "This reminds me of how you returned to the library."
Yes, and I will look at Arya and I'll be like, "Would you mind?" And just kind of gesture as if it's like, kind of, "Could you please show him this the eye?"
Yeah, Arya's like constantly like been looking, and the more like disbelieving this guy's been looking, the more she's kind of like her gaze is like more intense
Hmm.
and quite obviously pissed off. But she will pull the item and like hold it between like her middle finger and her thumb, like for it to be very clearly seen.
Mhm.
And but she's not very eager to like let this person anywhere near it because she doesn't like those
Well,
comments.
he looks at it, right? So,
Who the fuck is he? Old ass man. Get out of the way.
he looks like a normal-looking average elf. Actually, not old man at all. So,
Old ass bitch.
in that moment, through the descriptions of misconception, he aged 1,000 years. No, so like yeah, like he, curiously looks at the way Arya's like tentative about revealing the eye, and he looks down at it and he goes, "This is quite different to the man that you were with. His was fused with a hammer."
Yes.
Nothing gets by you.
He does like
I
a,
like how we
a
had to
dirty,
bring in
sly
that
look
back.
up at you, and he says, "If indeed your task here is to hinder this discussion, I would advise that you stay quiet."
As you fucking
If your
tell.
task is to hinder the savior of your own god, I would advise that you move aside.
And
You
he
don't
just
move aside.
he just like stands up, folds his arms behind his back, and then just takes a step back.
Okay. Off we go then. Rambo lead the way, I don't know where
And then like
anything is.
Dane obviously just turns around and just looks at you, Crumbar, expectantly.
And you know that way I just
Linger here for too long.
I look at Bastila and I'm like, you're in the exact place that you asked me to take you.
Yes, and the archive is open to us. I don't know where anything is. Will you please lead the way?
And I'll just fuck, what's his name again, the lore master?
Dane.
I'll be like, Dane here is your best access to that. I'm not quite.
Yeah, this place is fucking huge. Remember, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and let's face it, Crumbar is not didn't spend a lot of time in here, so it's like
punching a book has never worked out for Crumbar.
yeah, and it's that kind of one. Like Dane here is your best guide to the archives.
I was thinking we're on a clock. Like Cyril's gonna come and go 10 times.
Don
over.
Drabella's got that covered. We know that.
Yes, I'm also trying to be like, you might not want to be so brash to the guy who is probably going to be the one that you're going to need help round here.
No, fuck him. Counterspell divination. He can suck my ass. I'm going for it.
I really wound Bastille the wrong way. didn't
I will turn round to
Dane.
Dane. I was going to say Deacon, and I'm like, no.
Dane
no.
Valthale. You know,
I'll
Lore
turn into
Keeper,
Dane,
if you wish.
I will turn around to Dale and be like,
Dane.
Oh,
Do-
boy.
what did I
Dale.
say?
Chip and Dale!
I'm
Rescue
gonna-
Rangers! Anyway, yes, you were saying, so
I'll
you
turn
turn
around,
to
I'll be
Dane.
I'll be like, could I get permission for my friend to browse the archives?
Far be it from me to step in your way.
And I'm like, thank you, friend. And I'll
He
just turn
nods,
back.
like, you know, in respect. You know, the nod of respect for the order. You know.
And and I mean, like, yeah, like I respect this guy. He is like, you know, end of the day, like I may be able to fight a demon, but fuck, could I find a book?
Yeah.
You know. So I just turn to Bastille and be like, I'll be like, you have your permission to browse. However, if you need any advice on where to look, please ask Dane nicely.
A nod to Crumbar, a nod to Dane. And as I walk past, I'll cast guidance on Crumbar.
Okay.
I can never remember what guidance.
He
So
gives
it's
you
D4,
a
yeah?
Plus
D4
D4.
on some kind of check.
It's something on something. I know it gives me plus something on something. Ability checks, yeah.
So,
And Yeah.
Mark that.
okay, how long do you think like we should spend here? Oh well,
Well, I still need to go speak to Jet about fucking pillars and shit in architecture.
you need to find Jet in a city,
I need to find Jet.
assuming
yes.
he's
So,
still here.
oh shit.
yes, good point. So back to conversation at hand. I will turn background and be like, I need to find Jet to confirm the location of Odyssea based on the architecture and decor of the place I saw. Unless it's something you think you could help me with.
He looks briefly at Bastiel and then looks at you, Crumbar, and he says, Feel free to describe this architecture, and I'll do what I can.
Yeah. So off that, I will describe the the decor of the fancy drapes and shit, and the like the smells and all the nonsense that I've seen.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'll hand him the weapon I made there.
You made a weapon there? What?
What is this? The
No.
Omen place?
No.
No.
Subtle.
Oh.
It is the Omen place as far as Crumbar is aware, but it's not the Vishal place.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. Specifically, because you are thinking of the courtyard outside the place that Vishal was, sleeping, essentially.
Yeah.
Where you fused everything into the big kind of a fiery hammer thing.
The dusk rose.
Yeah. And no, Crumbar is talking about the place he dreamt of, that the Elf Queen confirmed as Omen.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he just wants a second opinion because of how sus the Elf Queen has been.
I don't know if the elf
kind of-
personally, I don't know if the Elf Queen is lying just to be like, oh yeah, that's Omen. So yeah, go usurp the Magna.
It was very
Yeah.
quickly changed from kill to usurp. Crumbar got a lot of, what's the word I'm looking at? Ambition in that sentence.
I'm drinking wine. I'm bringing out the fancy talk.
What I love though is you're asking an elf to help you debunk what the Elf Queen said, and I love this thematically. Which is so good.
Bear in mind, I won't. By the way, throughout this, I haven't mentioned the Elf Queen and how she said it was Omen.
I understood that. Yeah, don't worry.
No, don't worry. Just in case.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sure. You describe it as best you can, and I don't know. Let's just have your roll history for the sake of seeing how well.
Yes, and I've got a fucking +4 on things.
You've got a plus D4 on things.
That's the same thing if I roll a 4.
Please.
But we may as well have your roll because then guidance mattered, right? That's mostly it. Because Bastiel has cast guidance so often, and it's just never ever rolled.
True.
The amount of things that have probably been rolled without actually using guidance when it probably was within the time period.
This class no, this isn't an ability check, is it?
No, it's a skill check.
Skill.
History. Stop.
And then roll your D4.
20.
Be nice.
Boop.
Yep.
16.
There we go. 19's pretty good. Yeah, 19's pretty good. Yeah.
19.
Look at Crumbar go. Crumbar's learned. Right. I'll make a roll. Wabam. Okay. So, Dane immediately starts thinking to himself, tapping his chin. Starts kind of doing that thing where his eyes seem to be tracing something in the air that doesn't make any sense. And then he's saying, "Yes, follow me and we'll have a look at some of the books." And he says that to Crumbar.
No, I'll just kind of nod and be like, please lead the way.
And he does that thing where he deliberately walks around Bastiel, because obviously Bastiel's a big guy, and then walks away into the stacks of pristinely kept books. And yeah, they wander off. Is MD following them, or are you doing your own thing?
Well, was it like in terms of navigation of this library?
Well, there's the big doors behind you, right? The big doors behind you. Nothing is labelled on the shelves, of course. Definitely not, because why would it be? And yeah, by the time, after if you wait any length of time, you probably will lose sight of them as well.
All right, well, I'll follow.
This place is huge. Inside, yeah. Very, very tall as well. The building itself. Yes, so MD else not following, MD doing it their own thing, I guess is a better question.
No, I don't want to get lost from them.
Okay. Yep, cool. So everybody follows on. Maybe struggle to keep up with Dane's swift movements. Yeah, he gets to a part where it's you do pass lots of sections, seem to have tables and stuff set out so that people can sit and study and whatnot in here. This is definitely an actively used place. Whenever this place is actually full or busy. like a big university library, I guess. And yeah, like he brings out a bunch of books, piles them on a table, and he just like does that thing where he pats the top of the pile and he says, "I would start here and see if any of these match what you are looking for." And nods to Crumbar.
And I'll just kind of look down at them and go, I always hated this part. And I'll be like, I'll be like, so who came along with me? Did
Everybody.
everyone just come along?
Everybody, yeah.
I'll be like, I mean, could they help me?
I mean, literally using the help action, yes.
Yeah, they can. But yeah, I'll kind of gesture and be like, please, any help would be greatly appreciated.
Why don't you split into pairs if you can? Because obviously help only really works in pairs. And you can all pour through books if you care for it.
Yeah.
Could definitely do that.
We could like do pairs by categories too. So Crumbar on that omen type place, the GGW. Who else wants to do that?
I could help with that, I guess.
These will be investigate checks, but FYI as well. Just if you just want to look at your skill settings to decide who pairs off. I knew you were waiting on some kind of information.
I'm proficient in no, I'm not proficient.
He failed his investigate check.
I've also got a +2 in investigation, so it's something that not all.
Yeah, well, it's better than Man Deck 1, so do you want to come with me?
Okay, I'll pair up with Crumbar.
Cool.
I've only got 1.
Yep.
Got a
Not
6
to meta too much.
Yep.
Well, I don't know anything about this, and I have a 0 for investigations.
Like, it kind of maybe makes sense that you just sit next to them and,
Like,
just exist near them.
Just looking at the books, thinking, "Oh, these look like trees." It's like a kind of forest in here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm hanging out next to Crumbar because I don't trust him to be gentle with the books.
It's okay. It's just up to Bastille and Riz as a team, though, as well. So, yeah. Right, so who's taking the lead on the Arya Crumbar team? Because obviously the person who takes the lead rolls plus advantage.
I'm doing that.
Okay.
So, investigation?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Crumbar actually got this.
This literally is his, like, base of operations, right? So it's nice that he got a good roll out of that. Right, who's taking the lead on Team Spearbot?
Spearbot.
What you got, buddy?
I was that or Basti
got
Spears. Basti Spears was the best I came up with, so Spearbot is what we got.
Alright, I got 1. I got 1's our lead.
I'll guide you and help action.
Alright.
Box. Bam.
Okay, you're off.
Okay, yeah. Right, so he's pour through looking for anything that's even remotely useful in these books, and Riz and Bastille, you get nothing that's useful, right? The books that you use like in your pile, no, very, very not useful at all. It mostly starts talking about like the quarrying of stone and moving it from the south to the north. It's just a part that is described in great detail, and it goes into about the merchant trade war that happened years ago, long before King Magna or anything took over.
Oh, in the Old Kingdom?
No, just before Magna. It's not very specific. It just talks about the north needed stone, the south had a lot of good stone, mostly marble from the south, and a lot of it went north, and then there was lots of issues about paying to move it safely, it's sinking in the sea, and yeah, just unnecessary and unuseful nonsense there. And then Crumbar and Arya, you start looking through things that discuss when Omen was built. It seemed to pretty much be an uninhabited island long ago, and then when Magna turned up, claimed the land as the basically position of his victory, if you will, and built his capital on that. And it goes into a bunch of detail about people that were lucky enough to go there, and has obviously sketches of it. And yeah, from what you can tell from the sketches, yeah, it does seem to match what you think of from the vision.
Right, give me 2 wee seconds.
That's so we can run that through the processor via the wine filter. For everybody else, to summarise, that basically means there is a good enough match to say that
the Elf Queen was right. Sorry, no, I just had to run something by Benjamin.
Yep, perfect. Yep.
No,
Hello, Benjamin.
So on discovering that,
the additional thing upon discovering that, however, when you keep reading, when Arya is like, obviously, oh, that's terrible that actually links up and means the Elf Queen was right, and you both agree, and then you keep reading and realise Santa Cora also has that architecture, because it seemed that Santa Cora, it seemed like a lot of the stonework came from Santa Cora, that southern city.
Which one's that?
The south one that I mentioned earlier this session.
The one that's religious?
Yeah.
The one like Mos Eisley and Agrabah,
Golden Citadel is like mosque energy.
What's that, sorry? Bastille?
Golden Citadel, it's like mosque energy.
Yeah, like it's a massive religious city, and it is very mosque city. Yes.
So what I've got now is it could be Omen, but it could also be this other place.
Yeah, it could be either or, Santa Cora or Omen, but it does at least support and not debunk the Elf Queen.
And on that, I'll just stand up and be like, she was right. And can you do me a favor? Can you pull up the map for me a wee minute?
I can, yes. This one, details map, there we go.
So where would this Santa Cora?
Santa Cora.
Where would that be on the map? Is that it there? Okay. So it's quicker, because we haven't been there, it's quicker for me to travel from there than go back there.
Yeah.
Guys, think I might be going on a wee solo adventure.
Just FYI for everybody else that doesn't know, this that I'm pointing to now on the map is the Golden Citadel location.
Ah, okay.
Because obviously, I know some people won't know that necessarily, but that's the Golden Citadel, and that big scar is the Abyss. Just a massive canyon, 200 odd miles long.
Oh shit, that's right.
That's right.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, like that's literally why the Golden Citadel is built here, because it's like the defense against the Dark Canyon.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you were to look at Crumbar right now, you could see that he's very pissed off. He'll go and try and find
Dane
again.
Sure. Yeah, you find him.
And I'm just like, do you know any knowledge of people in Santa Carla that would have the power to withhold Odyssea?
Just gonna type it for you.
Just be like, kind of like, tell me everything you know of that. The bastards.
And he goes, he kind of like looks at you like you're half mad again. He goes, "You think someone in Santa Cora has the great gold worm?" He just looks at you like he's trying to believe you, but you're still saying that someone's captured his god.
I'm like, it's a possibility.
And he goes,
So I need to know all you know of this place, because if not there, I will be traveling to Omen.
he kind of gives you a look that has a lot of skepticism about it. And then he says, I think you'll find little in Santa Cora that could help you. I don't know of anything in Santa Cora that is strong enough to bind a god. However, I know little of the place myself. My work here tends to limit my travel, but I was there in my youth when I travelled, and no, I don't believe there is much there. There is an order hall there. He kind of nods, but obviously empty.
Hmm.
As for travelling to Omen, good luck on that quest.
I can get travel to Omen. Don't you worry about that. But the question is, where should
Does
I?
the large fellow turn into a boat?
I'll
He just
laugh
laughs. Yeah, he just laughs at that.
I'll say, on a more pressing note, out of those two locations, which one should I check out first?
You ask a very interesting question of me, Crumbar. I feel like if I had to say Omen, the most capable would reside there, but I don't fancy your longevity, your lifespan, if you do.
On that, when he says that,
It gives you a look, right? And then he kind of like takes a step closer to you, and his eyes glow blue again, right? And he speaks to you and goes, are you implying that someone has the Great Gold Worm specifically?
I am more than implying it. I am telling it as truth.
I see. In that case, my lady Cyril will see you now.
And I just kind of take a step back and be like, what?
And then we end the session there.
You can't.
So,
I'm guessing that us using the eye in and out of the city has told her exactly where we were.
I mean,
Rather than somebody after us.
or let's just say that anyone can look at the NPC list, right? That is
Yes.
in here.
Yes.
And let me just share a small snippet from that, shall we? Where are we here? We're back. I'll just dump it in chat.
Oh, in chat. I wasn't sure where to look.
Yeah, GG. GGG.
Oh, Agent of the
Agent
Blue.
of the Blue. Fuck.
Only Eric knew that, to be fair.
Fucking hell.
So,
I like that.
so you, yeah, like, yeah.
That's badass.
Okay.
Can't remember what session Dane appeared, but it was many moons ago.
Yeah,
many moons ago. Something like stayed in the library. I think. Where was it? Homecoming, Deserter, Devil Half Heart. No, way earlier than that. Yeah, Fly You Fools. I think it's the last time we've seen Dane, which was session 15. Yeah, and session 11 before that. So he appeared in 11, 10, 11, and then 15, and then we've not seen him since, and we're up at 76. But he has been labelled since then as that in the NPC list by Eric. Yup.
That can't be the same NPC list I've got.
Well,
That's
it's
interesting.
Oh wait, is this the one on Roll20?
no.
What one is this?
This is the main NPC list.
So then he doesn't really care about the
Yeah.
GGW because that's metallic versus chrome.
I mean, he literally has spent seemingly a lot of his life here serving the GDW. So who knows? Maybe you should ask him instead of trying to burn him down. But regardless of that, it's the end of the session. Name the session. What do you want to call it?
I would name it herding cats because I feel like that's part of been done for part of it.
Yeah, you kind of have taken on the kind of carer role of the group for a bit.
Oh goodness, mum of the group.
Group mom. Right, so what happened? Yous got to High Rock, yous booked an appointment, and then yous harassed a youth. Yous then went to the docks to the unarmed piano, got some rooms, immediately left to go across the world to, you know, the Golden Order, Citadel. Chatted with Dane Valthiel, not Dale or anything else that Crombar may have misremembered him as. Got some information on some architecture, and then piqued Cyril's interest immediately with some highly salacious insinuations.
Crumbs.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a nice Star Wars reference. Salacious crumb, by the way, for anyone that doesn't get that. Yeah. It's a good
Episode title: Highly Salacious Crumbs.
I mean, I was trying to type salacious and my brain just started laughing, and I was like, I need you to focus, brain. I also cannot spell salacious, apparently. Nope, that's not happening. Let's try that again, shall we?
Like vicious
Any help
and
for
salad.
the non-native speaker?
It's just salad.
There we go. Salacious. There we go. Salacious. That's the word.
Hey.
I definitely could not type that moments ago.
I like, in terms of remembering the episode, Agent of Blue would probably immediately be like, yeah, it was that.
But nobody knows that, though. That's all meta, right? That's the
Oh.
problem. Like, obviously, Crombar might be able to put 2 and 2 together really easily because he's just said, you know, my lady Cyril will see you now. There's my suggestion, just because I said it literally moments ago. Salacious insinuations.
Yeah, why not? It's a
But
good name.
everybody else, you feel free to pop in something and vote.
Also,
what do you mean by that, Riz? It seems like elves are trustworthy, right? Is that yours?
We went there for the to see if the elf queen we could trust it. As soon as we found out we could, then the elf we could trust. It was like, damn.
Yeah, it's always a balance with the elves, right? You can never commit one way, right? It's
Perfect balance.
light side points gained, dark side points gained. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. So I also liked. Where is it? Let me just pop this in because it was really dumb and I loved it.
Elf.B.I.
It's so dumb. I loved it, but Elf.B.I was funny to me.
It's getting a watermelon, yes.
Well, wow, that was more votes than I expected that to get. Right, well, that's. I doubt anything's going to beat that. Even salacious insinuations, Elf.B.I is. Fucking hell. Yep, artistic integrity. What's that? Not in this game, I'll tell you that. 15th of Jan, 21. Wabam. Right, so, goals. What happened? Talk to me.
let's see.
So, looking at party goals,
I don't think anything happened yet.
Oh shit! I should have scrolled on Justoria. No.
No.
Also, the Celeste thing as well would have been.
See,
He had the thing.
Fuck's sake.
I don't
4
know.
hours.
I don't know if I've confirmed the location yet.
So, the brackets mean you did.
Yeah.
Read it without the brackets and you didn't. Read it with the brackets and you did. Because the brackets don't exclude Santa Cora. It's just if Omen has that architecture or not, is what you were asking.
Yeah.
The fact that 20 million other places may also have it wasn't part of the goal.
Yeah. It's
Go
sort of getting
complete.
nowhere.
Go complete. Go complete. Give me XPs.
So,
The goal is worthless.
Not
Damn.
let's.
XP though.
it is XP though.
XP goal. Yeah,
uh-huh,
that's it.
Yep.
XPs, please.
Right, so is there anything else that got complete, or is that it?
All of them. Get XPs, please.
Yeah, that looks like about it.
Okay, so that's 600 XP for everything, is that right? Or did I get that wrong?
Isn't it level?
What level are we? I don't know what level we're anymore. 9, so it's 900.
9.
Hit
Yeah.
900 then. You all agreed with me.
What is it?
It's
No, I
nine,
was confused. A second. I was
900
like,
XP.
what?
900.
900, because it's
Nine-
your level times 100 is what you get for a goal.
9,000.
Got it.
Yeah.
9,000, so we're 49 million. So we're level.
Your math is very bad.
You're bad.
You know, my experience points actually disappeared.
48,900.
Yes, 48,900. What was that, sorry, Adri?
My XP points disappeared. I just had to manually add them. It's fine.
Yes, it's okay. In the tracker, remember, session tracker should usually have it up to date.
Yes.
If it doesn't, just
I
ask
was
me.
just surprised it wasn't where I
It's
knew it.
4890000.
Yes.
It is not.
No.
Thank you.
Unless
Um,
you do the American way and put like a dot between like
yeah, the last two. Yeah.
after the last two.
And what is our
Jesus,
next?
that's
What's our
close,
next
right?
checkpoint? Our next checkpoint is, my God, 64,000.
Yeah, like
That's
I'm worried
big.
because I'm like, I don't think I'll be alive for 64,000 XP.
I mean, that's.
I'll work with the ones.
that's
I
all-
like we got to the library and I immediately fixated on like I can learn about the red here, and I completely forgot about the other goal.
I've nearly got the same amount of triumph points as I do fucking experience.
Mm. I mean, that's kind of
Mhm.
cool.
I'm at 42k.
Nice,
42.9k for triumph points.
nice.
Gotta get my Benjamins somehow.
Yeah. See, folks, it can be done. Think of all the NPCs Scott could introduce to make the game easier for you.
Yeah, I know. Right? I was just
Oh
thinking.
my god, I'm gonna do that. John Footman.
So, essentially, you'll need to complete 17 additional goals to level. And that is not including any combat that would also give you XP. Right?
Yeah.
So if it was purely goal-based to level, 17 goals isn't that bad when you think about it that way. Considering...
I think it's about better than normal 9 to 10 in games without the goal system.
Thank you.
Like 2 per week, like it's definitely faster.
Yeah, plus you still have the potential to complete, like, 10 goals? If you have them all synced up based on the list options. Yeah, like he's could manage, right? A good chunk. And as I said, that's separate to any combat-based XP or encounter-based XP, I guess, that you get. So, yeah, that's reasonable, I think. Regardless of that, though, we do have empty goal slots now.
Oh yes. So something to do with Santa Cora.
Okay. Also, so Crumbar, I need to talk to you about the gain safe travel to Omen thing. That's already been covered. Remember we said that part where you asked Cyril to do that, and then you've never ever asked her if that happened?
Okay.
So that's going to be like a yes or a no. So as soon as you get the answer from her, if the answer from her is a no, you can then put that in. Because then it's a challenge. Whereas you might turn up and she goes, the boat's been waiting for weeks, where the fuck have you been? You know? Aye.
What about...
Because that was one of the things you asked of her as part of the deal, was
Yeah.
send troops to the Abyss to support the Golden Order and get us travel to Omen. And she went, I can't just make that happen, but I can petition it normally, like a governor can.
Man, you want to actually go there? We'll get fried.
Also, travel to Omen safely? No.
We'll get obliterated.
Yeah, it needs to be something you can actually adjust. Weigh in on.
Santa Cora, do the Santa Cora stuff. We can go there.
Yeah, just spend like months investigating the entire city. Just be like, are you the Great Gold Worm? Are you the Great Gold Worm? Just using divine sense constantly to try and ping the Gold Worm's location. Giant radar lizard. Right, regardless of that though, let's review the general and see what still matters, right? So everybody focus on the general goals. Scry on Justoria. Is it still happening or are we doing something else?
100%. We have to save her.
Okay. Find Aramos's location. Still happening or are there more pressing things?
100%.
I think,
Kill
yeah,
him.
100% because...
That's fine, moving on.
Aram-
Ask Celeste for her take on Aramos's intentions. Yay or nay?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to do that today, but I forgot.
It's fine. So there's loads of focus on Ermos and Justoria just now, right? And yet you seem to be pursuing Magna and the Great Gold Worm, it seems. Which is interesting.
Well,
So anyway, let's keep going. Release GGW from prison. Still,
Yes, please.
yes, please. Right, and go talk to Cyril about magic things. Well, that is obviously going to happen, and obviously, really, it was gain something out of that conversation. Is what we translate it as. So yes, you will likely have that happen. I would suggest you keep it.
XP, please.
So
Yeah.
you don't get XP yet, buddy, because you could just say today and go fuck yourself, right? So
XP, please. Next session, please.
well, just gain something from the conversation that propels you in your quest, and then you can get XP for it. Yeah. So
A motivational speech.
just get Cyril to buff your enthusiasm. It's like just perma guidance. Yeah.
Gummy bear related inspiration.
Right. Personal goals. Arya, are we keeping yours? Which is find out who is trying to kill these personalities and why.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to our
Probably.
world altogether.
I think so. Yeah. Colton, if you're happy to keep it, right? Bastiel, your personal goal.
Yeah, springboarding off of finding about the Old Kingdom, I think I can piece together some kind of big picture.
Cool. Yeah. So you still want to familiarize stuff with the red.
Yeah.
Which is what this is. This isn't investigate the Old Kingdom to see the larger picture. Which would be a different goal. Okay, cool.
I want to do it the sexy way.
Okay, sure, yep. Yeah, is that the right way, the wrong way, and the sexy way?
Yeah,
It's the wrong way, but faster. So Grumbar, any thoughts on your personal goal?
I was literally just about to say free the great gold worm, but that's already.
Really, though, free him. Well, does anybody else have suggestions for him that isn't just Bastiel screaming Santa Cora at Crumbar? Because you'd need to say Santa Carla for him to understand where you were talking about. No shade here on this tree.
Oh.
Okay.
With Dane, maybe?
Kiss Dane. Right in the lips.
Yeah, he's an insider in your organisation, man. I'll be pissed off, bro. He's feeding the blue, intel.
Look at you, just trying to get Dane killed. You're like, I can be the only elf in the party.
I'm trying to connect to elves. Oh wait, he's an elf. Then protect him at all costs.
There.
Oh, okay. Right. So just read a book on religion, basically. How about just research Pa? Is that good? Right. If that's what you want to do, research Pa. It's probably worthwhile.
I love it.
Perfect. Oh dear.
Beautiful.
Yep, wonderful. Right, Riz, you have find out if the Prince of Shadows is controlling Eremos. Keeping or changing?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
Cool. You sounded so enthusiastic. Yeah, I'll keep it.
Yeah.
I'll keep it. You don't have to. I mean, you could always have, try and make out with Dane if you wanted that to be, or connect with Dane on a more.
That's some easy XP, and then he turns me down. What the fuck?
Have you seen me? Unwrap your ankle from your bandages.
Look at my spear. Wait, no, not like that.
Oh dear. Yeah, I doubt he's proficient with the spear. If you get what I mean.
No.
So. I don't get what I mean. Anyway, if you're keeping your goal, it's fine. And Serene, I see that there was typing in the box.
Yeah, I wanted something about the incursion and hellholes.
Okay.
I need to know more, but I don't know what specifically. I must know.
I like the idea of it's like, okay, so my goal is to word my goal by asking the party enough so I can word my goal. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now I get that, right? So
Totally.
I think then what you really want to do is word the goal that is based on the assumption that you'll ask the party to make the goal valid. So by that sounds very complicated, but you as a player can make your character ask all the questions that would need to happen before your goal would be relevant. Does that make sense? So you can't say, wait a minute, Dane, you work for the blue. Your goal can't be figure out how long Dane has worked for the blue, because you don't know that yet. Crumbar knows that. But obviously you could just make your character go and ask Crumbar, and then your goal becomes legit. Does that make sense with that example? So yours can be anything about what you want to learn about hellholes or the Abyssal Breach. Anything you want to learn, you can put it in as the goal, and so long as you then just do the groundwork, the goal then becomes doable. Right? Makes sense.
Yeah,
I
you
think that
can-
makes sense.
It from the angle of being this like
It just went.
absolute blood in contradiction to nature and the natural world. Kind of that.
What is it
angle.
you'd like to learn about the hellholes or abyssal
Yeah.
breach? Like, what is it you'd like to gain, knowledge-wise, or learn, or? Yeah.
Well, overall, I don't know whether this is kind of like too big a thing though.
No,
But
you'd start there, but work
overall,
back.
She wants to know why it's taken her Holmes magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing.
Okay, so I guess study the effects of the abyss, I guess, right, on the surroundings, because technically Arya and Crumber did do that way back in like session 10. They actually learned a lot about the effects of the abyss on places, so they obviously don't remember, but luckily there's a YouTube video where you could go and literally learn everything you'd ever want to ask them. But yeah, like you could have that. It could be, and funnily enough, it was this exact library they learned it in. Oddly, good GM memory for remembering what happened when.
Well, we know that nobody was supposed to have come back from the hellholes and stuff, and
Well, the abyss, the hellholes seem to be new.
we did. And we
Keep in mind, Adri, that'll be conversation in character when she asks these questions.
Yes.
And as I said, I would highly recommend Scott and Adri maybe go review those episodes just to remember what they were told, because I'm not going to tell you everything. That's on you.
No, that's fine.
The ones where you learned about the stuff.
Yes, I know stuff.
So remember when you went into the library the first time, this library, the first time, and you learned loads about the abyss before you went?
Yeah.
You learned loads about the abyss. That stuff. That is what Serene's basically looking for, all those answers you already have.
Gotcha.
Just she doesn't have them because, we're 70 sessions later. And she's a person from a different part of the world, etc. Blah, blah, blah. But yes, how does your goal
What?
look, Serene?
I thought you lived in England.
That's okay. No, Scott. Just no. Just don't worry about it.
What?
So, talk to me, Serene. What have we got so far?
I
'Cause-
want to learn about how it's like, how is the, I don't know, how the abyss is
So,
like sucking the magic out, I
Yeah.
suppose. But
so learn why the hellholes hellholes drain the magic of my homeland, right? But really, ultimately, what you want to do with that is learn how to stop that. Right, so I'm putting all this in the ideas column, right? I'm down the ideas column at the bottom, right? And I've put in learn why hellholes drain the magic of my homeland and learn how to stop that, right? So that's ultimately kind of what you're after, right? So you just need to break that into chunks. What's the first step into that? So, I guess learn what causes hellholes. Well, I mean the party kind of know that, right? What causes hellholes, party?
Cunt.
Crumbar.
The shout.
Assholes opening them.
Right. So,
Magics.
well, who have you witnessed open all of them?
The
Oh.
shout.
Yep, exactly. So we now know how they're opened, based on the ones they've witnessed. And how did they do it?
By being a cunt.
Nope.
Did he not sacrifice a lot of fucking people to open it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what particular item did he use to do it all?
The Rod of Pa!
Right. So, really, I think what you could do, Serene, is you could write a goal that says, learn what my companions know about what's happening to my homeland. Could be goal 1. Because really that's you asking them everything we've kind of discussed and more, and then once you kind of have a rough idea of then how to use what they tell you as another goal, then you've completed your goal. I think that makes sense. Because it's kind of like saying, okay, learn what they know about what's happening to my people, and then use that to propel into goal step 2, ultimately leading towards stop hellholes draining homeland magic. And that's at least a direction for now. And then obviously, if through the week people have thoughts, I'm sure they'll hit you up in the chat. Vice versa. And keep in mind, use each other's collective outsourcing knowledge, skills, and whatnot. Like, people can float these ideas to other people as well. You don't always need to come up with everything yourselves. If you have people who are creatives out with the circle, feel free to ask them. Because how would you do this and that and make it a quest? Like, I don't mind if you do that if it then gets you guys progress. I feel like I don't want everybody to have a ghostwriter planning their character's progress, though. Let's not necessarily have other people play the characters for you and you're just the proxy actor. But yeah, hopefully that has narrowed that down a bit, or confused you more. One of the two. I'm kind of okay with either.
Bit of column A, column B.
Good.
I look away for 5 minutes and then the bar's empty again. Like, oh, that didn't happen. All right.
Well, the thing is, Sunday let me speak about something, so that was the problem. Regardless of that, are any other goals changing?
Doesn't look like it.
Yep, everybody else happy with the goals as they are? Sounds like a big resounding quiet yes. Good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, Riz, why don't you start us off with wrap-up chat?
Got to see a bit of High Rock, which was nice,
Yeah.
Uh,
Because you joined just
getting
after
around
they
the
left
world.
High Rock.
yeah, right. So, and then it was like we're getting around the world so quick now. So when Crumbar was like, "Let's go to the Golden Citadel," I was like, "Yes, please. I want to see this." So it's nice how with the eye we can just whip around.
Yeah, there was zero consequences for that entirely. Yep.
Oh, shit.
Don't say that.
I have said it many times to you.
We're just whipping around, man. Nothing wrong with that. And then, yeah, just the.
Did they tell you they watched it drop a house on a man? Did they tell you that? Like, I don't think they did enough. Like, the man's estate fell on him in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like you gotta be careful how you think or word things, right, with its power. But,
Mm.
and I like how this guy that was meant to be in the order, like trustworthy. I don't know what you need to do to get into the order or be like accepted. And he's like, "Oh, I'm an agent for
just hop the fence."
blue.
Yeah.
The rule. Yeah. It's like, oh shit! It kind of makes an impact on the world like much bigger, like for me. So I quite like that.
Yeah. Yep. Fingers in many pies. Yep. Long hands. Yep. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying the intrigue. Right, Crumbar.
First of all, fuck you.
I mean, we've been through this. We've been through this.
I know. Buy me dinner first, maybe. No, I don't know. Like, even though we moved away from High Rock, I still somehow feel like we've made a lot of progression.
Yeah, closer.
And, like, not gonna lie, like.
But you literally went to a place where there was an Agent of the Blue for me, story-wise. It was perfect. You wanted to go there. None of this was fed by me. You chose to go to the Citadel, go and speak to the librarian. You originally wanted Jet, but obviously you used the guy who's actually there to be smart in cataloguing knowledge, instead of the old man who just wanders the halls. I couldn't have been happier when you chose to ask Dane.
But Jet's a fucking legend. But yeah, I think it's all tied together really fucking nicely at the end.
You're welcome.
I cannot believe I have not fucking. I always have that NPC list loaded up, and I cannot believe I've never noticed that.
Yep. I love it. I love that. That's just been there for ages.
You know what I honestly think has happened is I've just looked at the NPCs that have character art.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just not actually ever fucking noticed it before. So on that note, I hate you. But on that note, XPs.
I think truly what you mean is you hid yourself, and thank you, Ryan, for delivering such a intricately, continuously well crafted world. Thank you.
Yes,
You're welcome.
Ryan, George R.R. Martin could learn a thing or two.
I don't know. Like, I think our scenes of food are just about as long as his, to be fair. So maybe would compare myself to somebody else.
You beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure. Arya. Love you too, bro. Arya.
Arya had yet another episode. I feel like I'm hurting every somehow, and that keep.
We're losing some of your
Have a
audio, but I'm
full-time
getting
job.
the part where you had an episode where you're herding cats.
Yes.
Cool.
And that also where we're going places when we were already supposed to be doing stuff there, but hey, it worked out because I feel like it was that sort of like the shortest road from A to B is this way.
Is the
but
eye.
we kind of
Yeah.
took like the C route that could have like made us very late back to the meeting with Cyril, and then like turns out we still ended up with somebody that's serving Cyril. So I was like, okay, that's a interesting way of still ending up exactly where you need to be, but via a different route.
Badass.
I mean,
yeah,
arguably you
that
could just
worked.
use the Citadel as sleeping space and just eye to anywhere.
Well, that is a thing, but hey. So that was interesting that way, and I don't know. I like it when we do random bullshit and I'm trying to figure out like what's gonna happen next, because it's all like I feel like we're all pulling in a slightly different direction. But obviously we've all got a few more questions now and a few more things that we need to like figure out exactly how we're gonna do next time. So in a way, I think that it's probably been a good thing that we didn't meet Cyril this time, because then next time we actually have even better idea of what we
Preparation.
might need to do. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's,
even just
it's been
getting that
interesting.
slight confirmation about the Omen architecture is such a massive leap in the story, for Crombar at least. Even if it wasn't definitively, it's definitely only Omen, it at least proves the Queen wasn't just bullshitting entirely. So that's good for at least Crombar's like logic process so far.
Yes.
No, it's good. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed. Serene.
Yeah, it was good. I like the kind of. It just seemed like we were going on a really big, like long way round to get to the same place in the end.
Yeah.
So we kind of went around and so oh, this is where we're supposed to be anyway. Oh, this is good. This is helpful. But yeah, I think Tween's just still trying to figure out this group.
Fair.
Because they're very confusing people.
Took it long to catch your breath either, do you?
Yeah. There's no idea what's going on.
My favourite
thinks that things are going on. You know, they just
What?
drop in like, oh yeah, this is where we fought dragons. Okay.
If you look at the map, right, so we have, right, you met them about here, right, and then you walk 10 metres into a forest gate that seems to put you into the Queenswood, and then you appear here, and then you teleport from there to there, and then you teleport from there to there. And I feel like maybe just walking that tiny distance between... Yeah. Sorry, you're over there, sorry. That's Santa Cora. This is the Citadel, sorry. It's a bit more of a trek, yeah. But still, it's still a funny route that you have been on already, which is just... And we're back! Because you probably would have passed, even if it was just desert.
I would have gone past the Citadel, wouldn't I?
Yeah, aye. You'd have went around that way. Because you definitely, in reverse, you kind of go that way. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey for you already.
I've been like everywhere. I've been to like a proper like town and all these kinds of places, and just trying to take it all in.
Hopefully that's going okay. At least your character is named well, so that you can just go, I will process this. I'll get back to you. It's like, oh look, come to my home. It's kind of wrecked. We're the last defense against those demons we told you about, by the way. Also, this place was attacked by dragons recently. Welcome.
Also, roll for initiative.
It's like, why did I think this was a good idea coming here? Yeah. Don Drabella had the right idea. Get wrecked in High Rock.
Safely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, just thinking why my family thought I was the best one to go out for this situation. Oh god.
This is probably exactly why they thought, you can do it. We know what's likely to happen. You become a main character, you get a hairstyle. Nah, not for us.
No joke, I didn't realise you had a family. I thought you were just born from a tree.
I mean, what if the trees are her family? Like, you don't know that.
The trees might be my family, you don't know that.
Yeah, don't make assumptions.
Don't know nothing about me.
Find out about tree family. No.
Yeah. Ethel, Serene?
No, I think that's it.
Good.
That's good.
Bastille.
Yeah, it was it was interesting how like that it was lined up to be a bunch of situations where we were essentially just waiting we're just passing time in a way that like Bastille in particular, like he doesn't have any business in a pub. He doesn't want to eat anything.
Yeah, you don't need to really
He
rest
doesn't-
ultimately. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need. Yeah, it's need rest. There are no temples in this place either. He has no religious avenue as well. He doesn't really have money, so he's not going to go around buying things. So, but it's still. I did spend a lot of the episode typing up things because my memory was jogged, and I have a whole list of things I want to do now.
Cool.
Get through that I can do. Yeah, it was interesting that all in all, we did end up doing the goal for the day, which was get to be in front of Cyril. So,
I mean, yeah.
we're pretty
Like,
much there.
Yep.
Just-
she's ready to receive you as guests. Yes.
yeah.
Definitely piqued her interest. You probably skipped a bunch of people on her official list. Given the ending there. Yeah, it was good. It's very good.
Pretty nice.
It was just good that Crombar was willing to share some salacious insinuations.
I was afraid he was oversharing, but hey,
I
turns
like
out he
to do
said it to
things.
the right people.
He did the thing. Yeah, that was good. Anything else, Bastille?
No, all good.
Oh, good. In that case, then, thank you all for playing. We will no doubt catch up with her wonderful blueness next session. And yeah, goodbye everybody on Twitch. Bye bye.
See
Bye.
ya.